Hey everybody, welcome to the POS Podcast. It is our 100th episode. And we got a lot of people here.
Now let's do the math. If there's 4 weeks in a month, and there's 12 months, and we times 12 by 4, there's 40. That's 48. I mean, there's 48 weeks. I mean, right? No, there's every 2 weeks. That means this podcast has been going on even longer. Wow. What a piece of shit podcast! Am I right?
That's the name of it. We had a few hiatuses, so yeah, we would have had this episode earlier, but yeah.
Yes.
But we got there. We started this like me and Saber, like just us to begin with. Started it back in late 2014.
After Brody Breakdown.
Yeah, because we did Brony Breakdown before, but now we've done POS podcasts way longer than we did Brony Breakdown.
Yeah, after you abandoned the fandom.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's why we showed up at BronyCon last weekend. Yeah.
You mean every year since they?
Yeah, every year since it's been around. But yeah, we got a lot of people here. I'll go from left to right on the screen here. First we got Saber Spark.
Hi, I'm Saber Spark.
Sorry. That wasn't funny.
This is hilarious.
When you have his return, Jim.
Yes. Hey,
the
what's
sequel.
Up? It's me, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then in the center, hosting the podcast, of course, is Cosmodor.
Right, main attraction apparently.
Yeah. Until we have another person join, which I'll mention in a bit. Then we have Jax Blade.
Konnichiwa, because I'm the weeb of the group. I have to say that.
That was the one weeb and no one else.
Exactly. Hey, look, I have an app coming out, so I can be.
Wait, you have an app coming out? I'd never heard
God, oh my God!
Let me tell y'all about my app.
Is it like Seamless? Because I'm a big Seamless fan.
Yes, perfect.
That's an inside joke from the weekend. Then we have Pan Pizza and Nesca.
Yay,
joining
we're
us.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, boys.
Then on the bottom row, we have Hirasashi, who is a video
Hey
game.
guys.
Was that your Jim
Wow.
His character waved. God, hero, come on.
You dork! Wow, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you next time I see you.
Stop it! Your
Yes,
character's
sir.
emoting. I hate that.
My brother's
Yeah, that's
doing-
me hitting him. That's me
Man,
hitting
the
the
big
yellow
yellow
thing hitting his chest.
Oh Lord.
Oh God.
Then we have our friend Matt, who's been on the podcast for a few times before.
I can't remember any of those instances, but hello, it is me. My name's Matt. One day I'll be important enough for you all to remember me.
Oh my God.
Wow.
God.
Don't hold your.
Wait, what was your? I'm sorry. What was your name? Steve?
No, I'm that guy you met on the subway.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh God, that's good.
And then we have AC Race Best.
Yeah.
Race!
Oh,
who
Not
is,
again.
who is just
this.
like an embodiment of Zootopia at this point.
Hi
Oh my
guys,
God.
I'm here, and congratulations on 100 episodes. You piece
Yay.
of-
Yeah.
No one's clapping except me. That's alright.
And then last, I'm here at the end. I'm the host and the owner of this
Yeah,
channel.
Dolphin Boy.
Yeah.
Yay. We love you.
That's just the worst. But okay.
Anyway, there's only a few topics that we're gonna go over, and then we're just gonna go like straight into Q&A.
Okay.
To have,
Okay,
like, people
straight
ask us
into it.
questions. So a few topics that we'll go over, and then we'll do Q&A. The first topic I want to go over is the fact that The Lion King is now the highest-grossing animated movie of all time.
Oh, really?
Starting with.
Is this
Oh, wow,
what we're starting?
The
The
remake.
'94 one got re-released.
This was a
and
celebration.
No, the remake.
Oh
Remake?
my God, why?
Yeah.
No, you know
What
you know-
remake? I'm out of the loop.
Oh, so they remade The Lion King, Cosmo.
No, they didn't.
No, they
Don't lie to
did.
me. No, well,
Yeah,
no, they
did.
didn't.
Isn't that the one where Simba grows up and ends up eating Pumbaa or something like that?
No, you know,
That would
I
have been
mean-
better.
the thing with that, it hitting that is everyone knew it was gonna hit that at a certain point.
Yeah.
And it is depressing, but it's also weird that like I can't think of a movie that's made $1 billion, so quickly that like nobody gives a shit about.
Let me tell you something that's even worse, Jim. Let me
What?
tell you something that's even worse. Calling it right now. They're going to do the sequel. I fucking guarantee it.
I
They're
mean,
gonna do
well, they
Lion
haven't
King.
said-
I think
They're
so.
not gonna do this.
Well, no, they're doing the Aladdin sequel.
Are they doing the Aladdin sequel? Well,
Yeah.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they-
they're doing the
One and a
Aladdin
half.
sequel. So
interest
Return
in
of
it.
Jafar is coming.
Are they doing
they're
Return
doing
of the
Yeah,
that-
Jafar?
yes, I swear, I saw it.
Yeah,
Literally, I
there
saw
was
it
news
literally
about it.
on
It's like,
Twitter.
oh yeah, we have interest in the sequel. It's like there's more story
I
to
thought
tell.
Return of
Disney
Jafar.
did like the sequels.
Now,
I mean-
now, wait. Everyone just needs to realize this is temporary because when they make a live-action Great Mouse Detective, we won't even have to worry about Lion King. It's coming.
Yeah. Oh no,
Well, that-
no. If
that-
if Cats is anything to go by, we only have to need to wait for Aristocat. Then it's all.
Well, no,
over.
Aristocats is going to be like what they're doing with Lady and the Tramp because the lesser properties, Aristocats, not in my heart, is a lesser property, but to Disney it is, and they're going to do the Lady and the Tramp Disney streaming thing.
Oh,
So-
So they're gonna do it like Babe. Are they gonna talk, or is it
Yeah,
gonna be like
no.
Homeward Bound?
No, you're right. It's like Babe. That's exactly what they've compared to.
I hope so. It'd be great. By great, I mean no.
Yeah,
Please
I
don't
mean,
do it.
I just think it's like I haven't seen so many people like not talk about a movie so quickly. That's such a huge hit. It's
Yeah.
so weird. It's like,
It's very strange.
I do like how The Lion King now became the highest-grossing animated movie of all time twice. That's
Oh,
pretty
God.
cool.
I mean,
what? Like, seriously, it's like, what a slap to the face that what is
Man.
the highest grossing animated movie is something that's trying to not even look like animated.
Look,
Which I, you know,
Mhm.
here's the thing.
Hyper-realistic.
It made a lot of money, but it's like whether it makes a lot of money or no money, I'm not getting into that, so I don't care.
Nah,
Whatever.
me neither.
Yeah.
So,
fuck it.
so here's the thing. Every time we want to say something, we got to interlude with. So here's the thing.
Oh, hold on.
I just want to say that Lion King could kill a man in the street, and I wouldn't care. It's like it's not me. I don't care.
I do have an opinion on this.
Speaking of predators, and isn't there a joke
Shut
about
You have
about
to say, so here's the
you
thing.
wanted to make?
No, shut
He's
up.
got his gavel.
Get your time.
Shut up! Oh shit! He's got his gavel. Oh fuck.
So here's the thing.
Silence.
So here's the
Rabbit
thing.
fucker.
And Audio, shut the fuck up while I'm talking. All right. So here's the thing about Lion King.
Jesus.
whoa.
I'm holding my weapon too.
It's
Oh,
called
yeah. No,
Is it a copy of Zootopia?
yeah.
Wow.
No,
I-
that's
I-
an article of love,
Zootopia
not
right
hate.
here.
Show me.
You know what's
Oh,
crazy?
damn.
You haven't even told
Right
the
here.
Copyright strike right now.
just blot it out.
Yeah.
I got a copy of my best Blu-ray too, right here. But y'all should be watching this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've noticed the box office gross of Spider-Verse has become what we judge all box office grosses by now. It's
Mhm.
weird.
Right.
Only 300
All right.
million for the greatest Spider-Man movie of all. Fuck you guys.
Only one thing I wanted to say in regards to like the fucking Lion King remake making probably more or just as much money as the actual Lion King movie is that I feel like the people who complained about the way it looked on the internet were very loud about it, but it wasn't the majority because the majority of the people who did go to see that movie were probably the normies that liked it
Yes!
way back when.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
So-
they have
so
kids
many
now.
folks.
And they were like, "Oh my god, they made the Lion King! I can't wait to go see it." And they probably used to go
That's
see
how
it.
normies talk.
Yeah.
That is exactly how they
A
talk.
flat white from Starbucks. No, I got a message today where someone's like, "It's people like you that made the Lion King so popular because you hate it." And I'm like, "What the fuck you talking about? Like the
What?
percentage of folks who shit on the Lion King are like eclipsed by all the folks who are like normies.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, because
there-
normies like really like the thing. Because I know I have a lot of family members who liked it, and like I came home and I gave my like criticisms of like, all right, this is why it has a problem with the emotions. This is why the voice acting isn't as good. This is why this. Why you should just watch the animated version instead. And they were like saying, oh well, I like you for this. And I'm just like, literally, go watch the animated version right afterwards and tell me it's not superior. Tell me that, honest to God, to my face. Like it's just like it's so much. Like I just, oh God, I can't even.
Agreed.
That's also why when you look up trailer clips on YouTube, there's like a ton of views. I think the Lion King trailer has like, I don't know, 100 million, but no dislikes whatsoever because no one bothers to even log in to give it a dislike. So it's like a weird majority of like people complaining on Twitter, but there's nothing going on any compilations on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now you have me looking it up.
I mean, it isn't the highest grossing animated film in America. That's The Incredibles 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I basically blame China for this, but
okay,
sorry, that was supposed to be a joke. Everyone went quiet, like, oh.
You got all serious for a second.
But I think a lot of people I talked to were more like they made this so adults could watch The Lion King. I literally have heard that from people,
Whoa.
which no, depressing.
It's so stupid.
And I think it's like there are enough people who have weird maturity issues with watching certain content that Disney can get away with this.
With watching animated content.
Yeah, no, just like anything that's like. Sorry, I probably said that in a weird way, but seeing anything that's meant for a younger demo, they're like, "Oh, I can't do that. People will think things," and so we're stuck with the Lion things because they're like totally repressed.
So I kind of wonder if that's really the case because you go into like any sort of like store and there's always tons of merchandise of like classic Disney stuff.
Yeah,
that's the thing is I have read that the live action remakes don't sell merch. Like they realize.
No, I think they're about to. They have a Build-A-Bear coming out.
Beauty and the Beast in particular. I talked to someone who worked at Toys R Us, and they're like, "No, we could not like give this crap away." Like,
have you seen the merch for Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah, that fucking bell,
the giant forehead of Emma Watson.
They sold her forehead.
Yeah, but basically, like they know. Like if I go to Target recently and I said, "Oh, there's a bunch of Lion King merch, but it's all for the '90s movie. It's not for the live action thing." So I think like they know
or the Lion Guard.
Because Steve Jobs, who worked at Disney, who owned a lot of stock in Disney, had this theory called brand maintenance, and it's like he'll spend a lot of money on a movie or an idea just to like get the brand up, which helps the brand sell more merchandise. And this is basically what they do with this. Because it makes you go like, how many of you rewatched The Lion King this summer because of this movie? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it's like it helps them either way. Like they get a bunch of money from us somehow. They figure it out.
You don't count. Okay.
Yeah, I don't count because I just watched The Lion King anyway.
You have a problem. You're like race. And
I admit I have a problem, but I was
like, how many times did you watch Spider-Verse?
Shut up! That's not a problem. I can quit whenever I want.
So I was intrigued looking at the trailer stuff. I'm like, okay, let's check this out. The teaser for The Lion King had 67.5 million views. Unfortunately, for all of us that are complaining about it, it has 1.3 million thumbs up compared to 45,000 thumbs down.
But some people that go see those movies they don't care it's The Lion King. Like older people, like for example, maybe like my parents, like they'll go see it because Donald Glover is going to be there, Beyonce is going to be.
Yep. Yeah,
wait, hold on. Your parents watched like This Is America?
This is America. 3005. I'll be right by your side.
Well, no, but my mom listens to like Donald Glover and Beyonce, obviously.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just like surprised by that. Sorry. Sorry,
That's crazy.
It's okay.
You know what? I was talking to Saber and Katie about this earlier. Like, if the Lion King quote unquote remake was just like a National Geographic special with narration over it, I probably wouldn't mind it because like, oh, it's vastly
Are you
different than
talking
what
about something like Walking with Dinosaurs?
yeah, you know, like actual like you know how they do like that fucking movie. They did that Disney nature thing, Lions.
Yeah.
And they were like talking about like,
no, I was wondering why they didn't do that, but I thought it'd be funny if they're. We don't know if they're singing a song right now or dancing. It's weird. They do this for like 3 to 4 minutes. I don't know. I was like, I think this lion is making these hyenas do Nazi salutes. It's weird. The jungle is weird, guys. Like suddenly.
Circle of life.
Everything became Technicolor, and this lion, I think, wants to be king or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Okay, so here's the thing.
What? So true. For chat, Saber just made a funny image of Paleo. That's awesome.
I'm curious if they actually tried with this film, if it was more similar or cartoony, like improved in the way we wanted it to, would it have performed worse?
Probably.
I don't know if people just came to expect this or if it could perform even better.
It's simple, Cosmo. Normies are ruining the world. All right.
Yeah, that's true.
Nostalgia is potent.
I think one of the hardest things you have to accept is that the stuff that we're into, what we consider high quality, is not.
It doesn't even have to be like high quality, but like don't make it look like a nature documentary.
I'm sorry. Cosmo, keep going. What were you saying?
No, it's fine. I was done.
Okay.
But what Jim mentioned earlier about like people like having trouble like consuming media that doesn't like fit their demographic or whatever. Speaking of which, we'll move on to the other topic. Dora. Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
Can you say Dora?
I just find it so weird that it's like a movie based on a preschool like Nick Jr. cartoon, and yet it seems to be like targeting the adults that grew up with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that would be sort of a normal thing because it's like, okay, I was a kid, I watched that, and it's like, oh shit, they're making a live action. I used to watch that all the time when I was a kid. Oh shit, I'm gonna go check this out, and then it's sort of like that.
I don't know. I agree with where you're going with that, Paleo, but I think the weird thing with Dora, and I mentioned this in my review, it's similar to what happened with the Ninja Turtles in 2014, maybe that came out. In which I'm like, I know it's been 20 years, but most people who were like 2 in 2000 are 22 and probably don't have kids. So most likely, some people do. No judgment. But they.
Yeah, who has kids? That's weird.
But no, but like that's like
too.
That's too early for them to have kids. Like majority of 22-year-olds have kids. I think they should have maybe waited 10 years. Because then they could have really got the nostalgia boom. But it is interesting. It's trying to do this high school thing. Like I don't think 17-year-olds are nostalgic for being 2. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's just a interesting thing.
I mean, like how long did Dora run on for?
It was a long time. It was like 2001 to 2000, like I would say 10ish.
Well, Dora just had a spin-off, Dora and Friends in the City.
Go Diego, go, right?
And Go Diego, go.
She never grew up and got out of.
No, she went into the city in a newer one, which I call shenanigans on this movie, but whatever.
Well, I mean, in the beginning of Dora, you see Swiper, and then she doesn't even know who the frick he is later.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
The rules are kind of weirdly inconsistent about like the CG creatures. Like, I guess they're normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Swiper is like just a CG fox because like in the
He's
beginning,
just sort of there.
In the beginning, like it was like all in Dora and Diego's imagination. But then later on, you see Swiper there. It's like, oh, he's just there. He just exists. And like there's one student that like kind of calls it out. It's like, is nobody going to question this? Or, like, why does the fox need to remain anonymous? Why does he have a mask?
That was funny. Like, how would I not know he's a different fox from the other foxes?
Yeah, there's some pretty funny lines in the movie.
So that's a big part of probably why it's so successful is it remembered its roots, and that's good.
Well, it's by the guy James Bobbin who did the Muppets and Muppets Most Wanted, and it does have fun with
those smash hits.
Yeah, Well, they were fun movies, you know. I think he gets to like have fun with it. He doesn't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
And it's not Andrew Stan, Nick Stoller, who helped write Neighbors, and he also helped write the Muppets movies. So there's a lot of Muppet people working on this one.
Oh wow.
Okay. All right. So how does Swiper sound though in the movie?
It's Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah,
it
doesn't really sound like his characters though. Yeah,
He sounds like Benicio del Toro, and then Danny Trejo includes.
What, like Sicario?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He does say like,
Well,
"Oh
actually-
man."
Actually, Dora was in Sicario too. So
Really? Holy shit!
the character of Dora. No, the actress. Sorry.
Oh, that's genius.
The actress was she was like, you know what? I'm not gonna do Dora Sicario.
Bate chocolate. Oh god. Oh, that's fun. I'm gonna go check it out then, and I'll watch that scary movie thing.
I want to see that badly.
Yeah.
That did really well, and it didn't have as much advertising. I was surprised.
Yeah.
The monsters look really cool in that movie.
They
They
do.
look like perfect. That one scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid. So I'm
The
anxious.
fat white one.
Yeah, the fat one that walked and it was just like what was it called? The Truth or something? I don't know. Well, like that one freaked me the hell out as a kid. So that's the one I'm.
Somebody
anxious about
typed
seeing
on
as a-
this. Someone like on Twitter said like how it kills its like victims, and it's like super creepy. I won't say because of spoilers, but I was like,
well, I
damn,
mean, it's a PG-13 movie, so like they can only make your imagination like. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the first death, like they could have easily just done blood, but what they did instead to, I guess, get a PG-13 was like, oh, that's more fucked up.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. I'm gonna check that out then.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
All right. Next thing. Let's talk about Rocco and the special that came out.
Yeah.
I heard it was really good.
It is really good.
It's fantastic.
That movie, I was talking to these guys about it, made me realize there is so much shit I don't remember about Rocco. Like, I did not know why he was in space. Did I miss something? Like, why did this happen?
There was one episode, Future Schlock, where they were in the future and a rocket just hits them, and it basically like that episode ends where this new special continues off on.
That's really funny that they did that.
Yeah, that's funny because like to me, I was just watching it, and I was just like, what? Why are they in space? How is the dog still alive if it's been 20 years? Why are these people not angry? Like, what the
That was
fuck?
like my first question too, Jax.
Yeah, because it's just like 20 years.
cartoon
and it's just like
logic.
everyone's the same.
Well,
Cartoon Force.
One of the coolest things about the episode, or what I enjoyed the most, is how Rocco's Modern Life. It's like, oh, it's the 90s. It's so technologically advanced, and it's like, bam, it is outdated as fuck. Like, technology is constantly changing, constantly moving, which is a theme of the episode, is change. So
Yeah.
I like that they ran with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, they did a good job of like being true to the show, but also updating it, which I think is like it felt so seamless. You kind of like almost don't really. I don't know. It after the episode, I was like, that's pretty crazy that like they were able to do the thing with the trans character and like everything that's current, but it still felt like a Rocco episode.
And also while the delay is unfortunate, it like showed how well they implemented it because we already have what could potentially be outdated from a few years ago, but it still holds up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So okay, so it was like, so I'm guessing from just the general consensus, it was much better than the Hey Arnold special then.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
The Hey Arnold special.
It was different.
I mean, I
the Hey Arnold special felt more integral to the story. This was more like a one-off thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this also like you could watch this. Like Hey Arnold was so wrapped up in Hey Arnold like lore, and this was like not
Hey Arnold lore.
Well, you know, or canon,
You're
the
right.
Hey Arnold canon, or the Hey Arnold stoop, or whatever. But the in the Rocco's, it was like I knew a lot of people who watched it who barely remembered certain aspects and were still fine with it because it was also like a self-contained story. So I think that really worked about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
my only issue with it isn't really an issue. Is I wish it had been a story that focused a little more on Rocco. But other than
Yeah,
that,
because
really?
it's not focused on Rocco that much. It's more on like the Big Head family.
But it's
That's
a good
kind of how
story.
like Rocco always was, where it was like Rocco barely had a family, and then we just know more about the big heads than we do of Rocco.
Rocco, come here, baby.
Have we ever seen like, Rocco's family? Like,
I feel like didn't we at one point? I feel like we did. Maybe.
I don't remember.
Only in like the intro, where they just abandoned.
Yeah,
his
form. They threw his body like his baby.
But there's a few things where well, first of all, Nickelodeon it just doesn't know how to like put out its stuff, so they're like, just dump it on Netflix. But also there's quite a lot of innuendos, just like in the original show.
Oh yeah, baby.
Like there's one point where like Bev Big Head just like literally just grabs photos out of her.
She has cleavage. She actually has cleavage.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah.
Yes.
She's like a frog.
I have problems.
But she actually has cleavage in the new movie, which is like kind of rare to see nowadays. Like,
Yeah, it is rare.
Yeah,
we had a whole
aired
discussion
on Nickelodeon.
Top 10 animated cleavage. Let's all collab on this. Number
Top
one.
10 animated cleavage.
Mr. Ratburn.
Kate.
Kate. I'm gonna steal it from children.
Oh, that's not a kid.
Oh, I was gonna ask a question. Who would win a fist fight, Mr. Ratburn or Mr. Simmons?
Mr. Ratburn would
Mr.
own it.
Ratburn.
Remember season 1, and like Mr. Simmons is like, oh well, all right, Mr. Ratburn, this is a very dangerous situation. Get out of my way! I need that cake.
And if this cake there, Mr. Ratburn is cake lusted, then
Yeah,
like,
he's
oh my
cake-lusted.
god.
He would attack
Wait.
that kid.
Wait. Okay, Cosmo just posted.
Yeah, it's real.
Wait, that's Nerdwire. That's the girl round.
Yeah, they don't count.
Female
That's
roundtable.
Wait, there's a
Nerdwire
female
doesn't
roundtable?
count.
What?
Yeah, it's the female roundtable.
Do they know? I don't think they know we tell to refer to them as that.
I've never once interacted with them, but they seem like fine people.
Yeah, they seem nice. I like when they do those things on
The
the
female
afternoon
roundtable.
animated shows.
They present themselves more with a green screen, but like it's similar topics. It's female.
Yeah.
I just imagine them being like legitimately the exact opposite of the guys from Roundtable, like and like stature and you know like demeanor.
Oh, so they have like a girl
They're like
Retro Nemo and a girl Ostrich Box.
They're like the cankers to the Eds, essentially.
Yeah.
Yes, precisely. Arthur Ed. That's not a character.
Oh my
from
god, she
Anime.
does have cleavage.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's good to
So
know.
moving on, I just hope the Zim special is just as good next weekend.
Yeah, I hope it's.
Yeah.
I have high hopes for this. I think.
Is it a conclusion?
Yeah.
It's a conclusion. Okay. Perfect.
It looks amazing. Oh yeah, that was another thing. I thought the Hey Arnold special already looked like fantastic, but the Rocco one kind of one-upped it a bit.
Oh
in
yeah,
that
the Rocket, like stylistically, it looks really great.
Very
it was
nice.
really
Yeah.
good. Like
Yeah,
I
it
was
really
like
good.
Just skipping through every frame to see if like how well they like if they cut any corners, but no, it's like so fluid.
It's pretty meta too, with how they're like talking about doing a remake in the show for the Fatheads.
Yeah.
And they're like, just phone it in. Just...
That's one of the things where I was kind of iffy on it, and I mentioned in my review that's coming out later this week. But where I feel like they kind of crap on 3D animation a little bit.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, I think with that is they were more so making fun of like studios that essentially make reboots without consulting the original creators.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Oh yeah.
And that just use CGI as standard. I think that's what they were going
Yeah,
for.
I mean, but
there's not really
they
any
still
good
like
CGI.
they kind of crap on using computers.
I
Yeah,
like to
computers
believe they
are
were
kinda
shitting
old.
on Nick's 3D shows.
I mean, like, there's no good CGI movies, Paleo. Though. I mean, it's just.
Oh,
Like...
yeah, there's none.
Yeah. I mean...
I mean, the only thing I wish Netflix did is I wish they had episodes of Rocco on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, because they don't have any
And
Nick
same with
shows
Invaders
on there
now.
right now.
Yeah, we were actually having this discussion a couple days ago. How it like sucks if you're watching a show where a movie happened between the season and they don't have it on there because
Yeah.
they just go right to it. Because like we were talking about for ponies, yeah, because we're all horse people here. Like how like if you watch season 7, it goes straight to season 8, but you need to see the movie in between season 7 and 8, or else you're going to be super confused. Like, what the hell's going on here? Like, what are they talking about? So it's just like, I wish more platforms do. Oh, before you go to this season, here's a movie.
I mean, I did notice Nickelodeon or whatever, the Splat or whatever it is playing Rocco episodes that are referenced in the special a lot this week. So
Oh, nice.
fire up the DVR, I guess.
That's good.
So it's like the
Or
boomerang.
go to
collection.
Verb.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Perv. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next thing, I guess some of us can talk about this. Infinity Train happened last week. It was a mini-series on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
And
Man, it's just a friendlier Snowpiercer.
Yeah. Though it's very interesting because it starts out as like a very like mysterious train where you're trying to figure out like what's going on and like how does this train work, and you're trying to answer questions about it. But
Like the Polar Express.
Yeah. But I know Saber recently finished it, and I finished it over the weekend.
I did
and
too.
and there's a whole thing because it's the first episode hits you really hard with what's going on, and I know for me and Saber specifically, it's like, oh, this is gonna hit us really hard because it's yeah.
Wow.
Good one.
Yeah, but since like anybody here want to avoid spoilers?
Yes, that would be me.
I haven't
Well,
watched
yeah,
it.
it's just-
my episode's sealed. All right, yeah, no spoilers. Because this is a show definitely worth.
Yeah, there's a lot you can get into with it.
So it's sad.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Fuck.
it's
Oh yeah, I'm not watching it.
no, it's such
It's a happy.
Don't
sad.
don't tell him it's sad. He won't watch it.
Yeah. I don't
No,
know.
it's actually a really fun show, and there's just girl bunnies in it playing basketball, and
Ooh,
It's a fun one.
lots of girl bunny boobs. And
Oh,
stuff.
okay, good.
Like-
That's way better than the girl trying to be a cop thing. So yeah, let's do this.
Anyway.
it's good. Good characters, good world building. I like how they kind of throw you in there, where it's like just you're kind of the same vein of Over the Garden Wall, where you're just
Yeah,
strapped
and
along
then
for
like
the ride.
with later episodes,
Oh.
you get answers where it's like, oh, so that's why this train car was like that. So yeah.
But in some ways, like it answers stuff, but then you still have more questions. Like I feel
Yeah.
like there's so many things in it. Like they could probably do appendice kind of like comic book series or something of all the other adventures. Like
Yeah.
Because of that, like for those of you who've seen it, did you feel like the pacing was a bit weird with how they released all of them at once?
Oh,
and,
no,
like,
no, no.
Oh,
didn't
no,
offer any theories.
No.
I liked the flow of it. I don't know. It was they are very self-contained. I mean, you could
Yeah.
air it as a regular show. It's not Over the Garden Wall like really built through the whole week. I feel like this sort of did, but is a little more episodic than Over the Garden, even though that was episodic too. But
Yeah,
at a certain
except
point
for like
Over
with the
Garden-
last couple episodes, like the
Yeah.
like the 8th episode, that the ending of the 8th episode where like things like really hit the fan.
Yeah.
And then the last
How many
two,
episodes
yeah.
are there?
There's 10.
There's
10.
10.
Yeah.
10.
You know,
And how
this
many
out
episodes are over
easily.
Garden Wall?
Also,
Ten.
Yeah.
This
Same
is very
amount.
very reminiscent of Over the Garden Wall with its episodes and how they like the length of it and the story arc that goes with it. Because there's
Yeah.
like off the bat in the first episode, it's like this is a serious story. The tone's a lot
Yeah.
more serious
Well-
compared to what.
Yeah, though there are like silly moments because like a lot of it does remind me of Adventure Time with the worlds that they go into.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's the guy he was on Pizza Party.
Owen Dennis.
Oh, Owen Dennis. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's from the regular show school. He did regular show before this.
Yeah, he was a storyboard artist, and also the person who helped with the art direction was Nick Cross, who did the art direction for Over the Garden Wall.
Oh, okay.
So you got a lot of talented people who helped on the
But
pilot.
It was.
the-
What?
You
Oh,
know,
sorry.
I think what I liked most was the atmosphere. That was also
Yeah.
reminiscent of Over the Garden Wall, like
Yeah.
very synthy. It's kind of
Yes,
like
yes,
an
yeah.
animated Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. A little bit of Rick and Morty as well with the like random worlds. that you go into.
Well,
So-
it reminded me more of, and anyway, it reminded me more of like kind of sci-fi from the 80s that like nobody cared about but a bunch of nerds. And like it's kind of like if Stranger Things is the mainstream nerd stuff like Spielberg, this is like the Ray Bradbury books you didn't read in 1986. Like just like the mirror dimensions and all that stuff. And like I know it's oh no, that was cool. And I know it says Doctor Who is an influence, but I think it's more of the what's called, I guess, classic Doctor Who, like the Tom Baker, John Pertwee kind of stuff is what I got. Because it's more about like the idea of, well, what if we were in this dimension and what would that be like? But at the same time, the show's like, how about a train full of ducks? So like, but I will say it was much more mature than most Cartoon Network stuff because I tried to watch a couple episodes with my daughter. And although she watches like She-Ra and maybe stuff that is too old for her, she was like sort of would watch it, but I could tell was not getting it or is into it. So I think it's like that might be their bigger problem because she could watch Over the Garden Wall, but this is like more like maybe like 4th, 5th grade. And I think that's gonna like, I mean, it is on later. It is on at like what 7:30 or something. So I think it will appeal to older kids. But it was I kudos to Cartoon Network for like trying to think outside the box with this and like letting them do 10 episodes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
I Over the Garden Wall, like the horror was only teased at. You rarely ever got to see it, and even the Beast like only appeared in later episodes. Here it's like on screen. They don't hold back.
I mean, they definitely do. They even do some like Clive Barker-y Hellraiser shit in here. So it's like, they really kind of go for it. But it's not too bad that like it'll probably give some kids some nightmares, but not too many.
Not too many kids.
Not too many kids. At least 100 kids. You know.
All right, so yeah, Infinity Train. I really liked it. I'll have a review.
I want to watch it. I heard it's good.
Yeah,
you like it, Hero.
Yeah. And then last thing before we get into Q&A, a lot of us here were at BronyCon.
Yes.
Oh, what?
How was
that?
Hey, how was it?
It was cool.
There.
It was
Oh, sorry. It was the Jax robot that was there. This is the real Jax.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jaxbot was fine. He did a good job.
Okay, good. I heard he was annoying. That's good. Good old BronyCon, HorseCon.
BronyCon was great. There was a shit ton of people there, and for the first time ever being there was a line for the vendor hall, and
that was weird.
That was pretty crazy. A lot of the artists that I know that were in the vendor hall said that they sold out like at the second day and had to just start taking pre-orders or just like close it down. So it was very busy. I think for the most part it was just really busy because a lot of people knew it was going to be the last one, so they're like, oh shit, I'm gonna get my horse merch now, at the con before for I never ever to go to it again. It was busy though. And
it was very busy.
It was really, it was real busy. I had that equipment that I had to keep lugging back and forth. I did those performances, playing obviously for Who's Line with Nate. That was a blast.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
He's such a neat person.
I love Nate.
Yeah, he's
Nate's
such
great.
the opposite of a Kyle.
No, he was great. I don't know what you're talking about. You're leave me alone.
Shut
up. Anyway, I did my performance on Saturday. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was a blast. That went by so fast. The budget for the equipment and the main hall area this year was just absolutely insane. They had spent so much money. Oh my god, yeah, the backstage area was nothing but a video area. This is how they controlled all the TV screens.
They were ready to launch a freaking like space shuttle.
Yeah, no, like you were back there. Like it's insane. Like in 2013 and 2014, which I consider like the busier years that I've been to BronyCon, I had never seen that. It was absolutely insane. So they really went over the top with their production this year. But I mean, otherwise, the con itself was pretty good. It was pretty great. I did a thing on Sunday, the Mayhem show. That was also really fun. I didn't anticipate a lot of people were going to be at that, but actually a lot of people wound up going to that because I guess they wanted a place to go after the con was over. It was mostly a lot of people getting drunk and moshing. So that was cool to see.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no, I thought BronyCon this year was great. Can't wait to go to it next year. Oh wait.
Yeah, rip.
Damn.
Yeah.
There's pony cons out there. Now we just
Yeah.
need to get you all to come to this side of the country.
Right.
But yeah, no, it was insane. Like I'm still kind of recovering from all of it.
Yeah, you've been putting out a lot of the vlogs and panels that you recorded.
Yeah, a whole bunch of vlogs, and panels that show a lot of the people that are in here right now on the podcast. But yeah, I mean, I think I was part of 13 events. Saber was part of 12 events. Like our schedule is so slammed, but at the same time, it was like a nice schedule because we were able to hang out with friends and grab meals, and nothing was too like out of reach. Yeah, I mean, it was an unbelievable weekend. Everything that I hoped the last BronyCon would be, to me, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, the sniffles. You got all of it.
Yeah, you
It's
two
great.
fucking had to go.
It's
cry.
it's on the freaking camera. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I know. It's so painful too. I was like, God damn it, Hero. Because I remember that whole like thing when it happened. Because I was just like, oh shit. I hear in Ray's voice he's choking up, and then I looked over, and then his eye is like starting to get water. I'm like, oh fuck. And then I was like, oh shit. Hero said that if he saw Race cry, he'd cry. And I looked down, and Hero's just doing that black man. Motherfucking dude, and I'm just like, God damn it. And then I came down, I was just like, you bastard, and he always got me. And then the last day I was bawling.
Yeah, you got the last day.
When you cried, you go wah.
It kind of hit a lot of us at different parts of the weekend. Like for me, the biggest time it hit me was the Bronies Direct panel, just because of all the sentimentality for me. And what that's all meant for me. And then, like I know for Saber, it hit him during the concert when we were backstage for Gabe, and for others it hit during closing ceremonies. I thought for sure during closing ceremonies, because BronyCon asked Saber and I to actually say a few words. I knew that Saber was gonna like start bawling on stage, to which was gonna get me, and then he didn't, to which I'm like, oh my god, we might actually make it out of here alive. Yeah. And then Saber instead had to say his
Speak the truth.
Yes.
Speak the truth. Yes.
Speak the truth.
I mean, from this latest episode, he's not lying, though.
We can talk about this latest episode. I'm not done defending.
Okay, whatever.
Because Twilight Sparkle's a freaking dumbass. Like, all right.
What? Don't put it on other people's problems.
Ain't Twilight's problem now. We don't have a fight.
we can.
Well, okay, you know what? If we look at it from both perspectives,
I mean, Twilight was stupid here. I'm not gonna lie.
Twilight was stupid for like choosing that, and then Dash was just like, really. You can't just be a fucking team player.
Like I'll put it this way. It would be like somebody coming to me and saying, "Hey, we want your help at the racetrack," and I go, "Oh, okay, cool, yeah, I'm down." Get me hooked into being like, "Yes, I'll help." And then I get to the racetrack and they're like, "Okay, so you're gonna be taking tickets in the parking lot, and then after that, you're gonna be serving food in the concession stand." I'd be freaking pissed. I'd be like, "What? That's not what I." That's not.
But you still bring your A game to that. And you'd put all your energy into it. You know what? Fuck it. I
would be walking away from it to go watch the races.
I can't. Like that. Race, you are such a dad and good person that I cannot see that happening. I feel like you just be like, fuck, and then you just do it, and then you would just go out and serve it, and you'd be like the most positive person. They'd be like, that guy was awesome, and then you go back and you run the
I'm also big on principle though, and what was pulled in this episode, I was like, that's just not right. Like there should have been better communication for someone who calls herself the princess of friendship, but we could get into this later too. I just
we'll get into it on the next
semi-perfect podcast.
Yes. This is a piece of shit. Yeah. But BronyCon was fun. It was cool. I had this room I got to invest in getting a suite, so we had like a nice little party room for 4 days.
That was awesome, by the way.
Oh yeah, it was so cool.
Oh.
And
Hey man, it was really sweet.
yeah. Damn it.
No,
Oh my god! Shut up! I hate you.
No, it was awesome. Like it was cool having like we had Katie join us, and then it was like Paleo and Hero and our friend Sydney, and then like my friend Z came for the first 2 days to be a master chef again.
Oh, seeing Draft. That was great.
Yeah, Draft. Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking Draft games. Saber got
It
him
was
out
fun.
here. That was awesome. He cracked us up. We like did a bunch of fun stuff, like hanging out, partying. Just hanging with the group. It was amazing. Like usual.
Henry and Casey making it up there.
Yeah, Henry and Casey. Like there was a lot of familiar faces, and it was really awesome. Like it was really, like Kari came. Freaking. Like jeez, we knew like freaking Larson came up to my room. That was funny. So it was crazy. Yeah, it was awesome though. Like it's pretty much I can't just expand on what everyone else said. Like it was really cool. We had pretty much everyone there. It was awesome.
It was a good con.
Yeah.
Ice Cold Water guy was not on his game this year. I am not happy about that, and he really blew it because we ain't gonna be there anymore. But he showed up like last minute when it didn't fucking matter because I was getting ripped off by $2 water guys. he can fucking fuck off. BronyCon was not complete because he wasn't there to show his face.
Like, you remember? But Hero was this for this. All right, you remember when walking down to Brony Palooza and like Kari had told us like prior that Ice Cold Water guy was dead, and we were all like, "Oh shit, he's dead, he's dead."
I didn't hear her say that.
No, I was one who heard it, and then like I was the one to say like, "Oh god, he's dead," and then like we're just walking down the street, and then we just hear like in the background, "Ice, ice," and it's like, "What is that noise?" Cold, cold. What is it? Ice, ice, cold, cold. Oh my god! It was like some anime shit where the guy just appears, and it's like so cool. He was just right there. That was awesome. He was just there doing his thing. And then
Fucking Henry showed me his Twitter. His Twitter's
He
the
has a
weirdest
Twitter?
fucking thing. Yeah, his Twitter's the weirdest fucking thing. He types in all caps. He's like, I got that.
Oh, so he's Jax.
So he's always typing what he says. Like, it's him always saying like typing the things that he normally says, and then out of random, he'll just be like, I miss Deborah. And then like it'll and then like and then at some other point he'll just be like, no one can understand my pain. And then it'll
Is it actually him, or is it
that
somebody
actually
who made an account for him?
He's posting all the selfies that he takes.
Deborah, I can't believe he left me.
That was the one that, oh my gosh, that's actually hilarious, because there was a post that was made by it that made me basically stand and applaud, but oh, that's great. I thought that was a fake account.
Is this actually him? I'm on this account now. Is this actually him?
Never catch on. That's a good cadence for you. It's been a long time, but I still got that ice cold water.
It's just like that's what it says. Yeah, so it's like, is this actually him? Matt, link me his account. I want to see. I want to test this.
Let me see. I gotta find it. Henry and I were looking at it, and we were having a good old time laughing at it.
Oh man, ice cold water. Down on the phone.
No, I keep thinking of that fucking guy we walked past, like when because there was some person having this random conversation in the hallway. I don't know what the fuck it was about, but this guy was drinking, and their friends were trying to get him back to the room. It's like, all right, come on, man. It's just like he's like, I just can't go back to that goddamn farm, Just,
What?
He's talking. There's some random drunk guy in the hallway, and the guys are trying to get him back to his room because he was drinking too much, and he's just like, I don't know, I just can't go back to that goddamn farm, It's just like, I don't know why.
How do you share tweets anymore? I have lost.
What do you mean share tweets?
Like if you want to link a tweet.
You just like you take the link in the toolbar and you just paste it.
What? That's crazy.
All right. Well, BronyCon was fun. I guess we can now go on to Q&A. We have some super chats, and I'll go over those. And if you want to donate with the super chat, that would be very much appreciated. And you can also ask us on Twitter. I don't have my Twitter handles up right here, but Palosteno, let's see, Saberspark, Jim Force,
Mr. Brody.
Jack's Blade Fitness, Hirasashi, let's see, DB Pony, AC Race Best, Rebel Taxi, Curious
Maybe
Nesca,
just put it in the
Cosmodor.
chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it in the chat for real.
Yeah, there's a lot of us.
Goodbye, Mr. Bro.
Chances are you follow one of us, and you can tag us in a question or something. Anyway, I already got a bunch of super chats here from earlier.
Okay, what's the first question?
Oh, before I forget, there was a question that we got last time. That was.
What's going
Jax.
on with Jax?
We're just looking at Twitter.
I'm sorry.
Jax, you remember last time when Kuro had a super chat saying like $10 to dab?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to do a
I
dab?
guess we're gonna dab now.
A dib, or does he want me to dab?
A dab.
Dib or dab?
Says $10 to dab.
What are you, paleo gamer girl? Are you gonna start?
Okay, here.
Yeah, Paleo, don't tell us your bathwater.
Because they gave us that super chat like when we
Wait,
ended
no.
the
If
stream.
we take Neilio's bathwater, will we stay young forever?
Wait, Nesca's got a point.
The
Actually.
fountain of youth.
Yeah. Okay. Dab for him, Paleo.
Do you see
Yeah.
Paleo
What?
like rubbing his chin like,
Yeah.
I could make all that bathwater money.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Now you gotta bow the head with it. Yeah. Dib.
Paleo, show us your asshole.
What? What?
We're gonna need a much bigger super chat for that.
What? How big is your asshole? Wow.
Wait, so you're saying there's
Hey,
a
$100 and I'll strip for the stream. The highest.
I mean, I'm not gonna
super
do that
chat.
on YouTube. I'm gonna get banned.
I need a big super chat, $15 at least.
Yes. The highest super chat gets the best.
Paleo, it's your 100th episode.
I mean, come on, man.
Come on, Paleo, don't
Yeah,
be a
show us the
pervert.
big. Oh.
F.
The Big O is a pretty good anime.
Yeah.
All right. I got a super chat from Del18, the first one from earlier. If each of you were forced to delete one of your top 5 most viewed videos on your channel, what video?
Oh fuck.
What video will you be willing to give it the cutting board?
Easily.
any
I know
day.
this one. Give me a second. Let me find it.
Probably my first thoughts on the Star Versus premiere. Because
Well, you didn't like it?
I mean, that video was like a very short video, and I have no idea why it got that many views.
Okay, I got one. Mine is the Rule 34 on Nickelodeon, where they were like, that little girl was like, "Hey, don't forget about Rule 34." And I was just like, "Why? Why are you bringing that up on a kids show?" And then that was only 20 seconds, but it's got.
I'm gonna delete Discord's Lament, which I already have unlisted. It's a terrible song.
Wow, Hero. Not cool.
I think one of my most viewed videos is my Jimmy Neutron video, and I guess I would delete that since it's like, damn, the audio quality is horrendous. I don't know. Mostly for that.
See, I've actually deleted biggest few videos before, so I don't know. That's tough. I kind of love them all.
Crap. All mine are Bronies reacts.
Yeah, so you could get rid of which one would you sacrifice? Which Bronies react would you sacrifice?
Gosh, let's see. There's the season 2. There's Slice of Life, Rainbow Rock. Oh man.
I'd get rid of something that's not like an intro or finale, like
Rainbow Rocks was a sequel, even though it went well. I guess I'd say that one.
Oh,
Plus,
Rainbow Rocks.
Paleo's in the thumbnail.
It's the only
Wait,
thumbnail I'm
Cosmo,
in.
what were you gonna say?
So you're gonna...
I like that you knew that.
Yeah. Yeah. Got another super chat here from Stone, saying cheese.
Cheese?
Says cheese. Cheese for $10.
Blue cheese.
You mean like
Thank
cheese
you.
from Foster's Home?
What's your
I
guys'
think
favorite cheese?
I think it's a favorite cheese.
Oh, garlic.
Provolone kind of guy.
Munster.
What is that one?
I
There was
like
this
provolone,
cheese
too.
Saber fed us at his New Year's party that I really liked a lot, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh, my smegma?
Ew!
Wait, Cosmo, don't you have really good cheese over where you are?
I would
Yeah,
assume
Cosmo,
so, but
you-
I don't really like cheese, honestly. I like
Oh.
Gouda.
Gouda's. I'm a big Gouda guy. It's Gouda.
It's Gouda.
Wow.
Yeah, there's like what film is that?
Those
It's
are
like
some
Channing Tatum.
fucking
He's like dating a girl, and their first interaction is, "Can you say I like Gouda?"
What?
I like
What?
Gouda.
What
bizarre.
movie is this? Is this like with Channing Tatum and a girl and they have Gouda?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sounds like Step Up to me.
Was it?
I mean,
Was it Step Up or was it like a space movie? Was it the one with Mila Kunis?
It's called She's the Man. I don't know if any of you.
Oh,
have seen this.
that's a pre-Channing Tatum movie star. That's more of an Amanda Bynes movie.
Yeah.
Specific.
Oh,
I
yeah. I don't know why I've seen this. And also why I remember this specific moment of all things, but I don't know. It made me like Gouda.
Wow, that's interesting.
Like if it was some intricate marketing campaign at work.
Maybe it was the U.S. government was like, we need to make Gouda take over. We'll put it in this Amanda Bynes movie.
If it wasn't for NASA, we wouldn't have Gouda.
Is that true?
No, I don't fucking know.
I thought I was really. I wanted to watch this.
It sounds like it
I
would
watch
be
this.
true.
That's not convincing.
Yeah, we were like, you could have just kept going, and we would have been like, oh shit, damn, I didn't know that. Gouda comes from the moon. I wasn't alive before we went.
We
to
launched
the
a
moon.
cow in space. We went ahead and fermented the cheese.
You know what? I've heard about the cow trials, as they're called.
What?
All right. Got a $2 super chat from Salty Stuff saying Jim is the new religion.
Oh.
All
That's
worship
true.
Jim.
Thank you.
Worship the gym. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah. Jim. Yeah.
Guess it's time for me to ride on down to the gyms and have myself a little little shrine in front of your building. Where do you live?
No. Please don't do that again. Last time I got in trouble.
This is why you had to move.
Yeah.
Building shrines.
Yeah, I was like, they were like, Jim, come on, no more building shrines.
Okay. Super chat from Editman RGG2. Favorite video game villains and antagonists.
Favorite video game?
Video
Like,
game
so I can't say
villain.
like Spider-Man PS1, right?
No,
Because
video
I
game
guess-
like antagonists.
Sirius Sparrows from Tony Hawk's Underground because he's an ass.
General Death's Head from Wolfenstein. I like him a lot.
Donkey Kong from Donkey Kong.
Shout
Nice. From Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
So it's the game I'm now no longer actually playing, but Final Fantasy, like the latest expansion for Final Fantasy 14, had an outstanding villain, like wonderful. I was like,
Kefka?
no, it's not Kefka.
He was a great villain.
Kefka was a great villain. He's
Way better
he's
than
a.
Sephiroth.
I agree.
Sephiroth.
I'm gonna say the shapes in Tetris.
Wow.
Blinky, Blinky, what are the other ones? Clyde and
Yeah.
They
Forgot
have
about the
names.
third. Yeah.
Blinky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde.
Oh, Pinky, that's the one.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Ridley from Metroid for me.
Is your favorite villain? Does he have he does have
Yeah,
a
it's
story. I'm
sort of.
sorry.
Yeah.
What about Dark Samus? You don't like Dark Samus?
Yeah, I like Dark Samus too.
Yeah,
I also
Man, let me just ask the boy a question.
I also like Bowser. I mean, Bowser's just hilarious.
But is Bowser even really a villain?
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes he's like Mojo Jojo, where he's just like,
Yeah.
I guess I'll go out and be a villain.
Actually,
If you buy your groceries, you're not a villain to me.
What?
What?
Is that
Bowser and Mojo Jojo buy their groceries.
Is that
Go
like
out.
how you measure people?
right?
You actually go out and buy stuff when you're a villain and you're not stealing it, then it's just.
Wait, do
Dang,
you go?
are any
Wait,
of the
Jack,
powerful
do you go
villains?
out and buy your own groceries?
Of course, because I'm an anti-villain or anti-hero, whatever. It's different. It's
Okay.
very different.
Just checking.
Actually, there was one other that I know Sarah loves. It was from Grand Theft Auto 5, and it's like this character named Trevor. It's like those like
Oh yeah.
like trailer trash bad guy, but he's interesting.
All right, Malik Webster, what are your favorite little-known, short-lived cartoons from the 90s that still hold up? I had just rewatched Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. It was awesome.
Ask that again. I didn't quite get
Says,
that.
what is your favorite little, short-lived cartoon from the 90s that still hold up?
Animals of Farthingwood. I used to watch that.
Oh, I got you.
When I was
The
in
critic.
Mission Hill, that barely counts.
I'm gonna.
early 2000s, right?
Yeah, it's 2000.
I think didn't it premiere in the 90s, like 99?
Yeah, I think 99.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
actually-
That's
There
a
you
good
go.
show, though.
I'm actually gonna go obscure and say The Head from MTV.
Huh.
Oh, I've got to. Oh, I got one. Saddle Rap.
No, that's 2000.
Yeah,
If that's only a pilot. It's not short-lived. It's not short-lived if it's just.
Yeah,
a
it was
pilot.
short-lived. It was a pilot.
My Little Pony Generation 3.
Oh no! Stop.
My Little Pony Tales.
Mine would be Pirates of Darkwater.
Pirates of Darkwater is good.
I did like it. It only lasts like a year though. It made me sad.
Skeleton Warriors. I love that
Oh.
show. That was my shit.
These sound like shows that didn't last very long.
I mean, that's the point.
The Sharp Stick Crusade or something.
I mean, I would actually say The Max, which
The
someone
Max?
in the chat said. The Max.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
All right, from Noah Gibson, says Andrea Libman and I were on a flight to Minneapolis while Saberspark was at closing ceremonies being beaten up by Rainbow Dash fans for saying the truth, like in the camping episode of SpongeBob.
Well, dang.
Cool.
Is that question?
Yeah, that's not a question, but thank you for the super
Oh,
chat.
okay.
I love it. That's wonderful. It's like I'm gonna tell you a story.
Let me tell you about this. Okay,
That's cool.
Let's see. William Ellman asking, do you have any favorite zombie movies? Some of mine would be Dawn of the Dead, 1978, Zombie 2, Zombie Flesh Eaters from 1979.
Yeah, there's a ton of zombie movies.
Shaun of the Dead?
Shaun of the Dead's great, but
Yeah.
also I really do like the Dawn of the Dead 2004 remake. That I
Yeah,
watched
that
that a
was
lot
fun.
as a kid. And of course, like Night of the Living Dead, the original, not the Night. Was it Day of the Dead? Dawn of oh shit.
Well,
The
there's
one that's
Dawn, Day,
the one
Night.
that's like brains. Man, and he's like the one. Shit, I'm blanking right now. Oh my god, it's on the tip of my tongue, brain. You know this. I watched.
Is that how you say hello,
Night of the Living Dead.
stranger?
I mean, I would say like the original Dawn was really good.
I like Shaun of the Dead. That's a
Same.
good one.
Yeah.
It's not a movie, but I got into zombie, like the zombie craze right when Walking Dead was coming out,
Yeah.
and I've stuck with it.
Return of the Living Dead. That's what it was. Yeah.
Oh
That's what it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
I love that one because there's this whole fucking scene where their zombies are talking about why they eat brains, and it's just like, why do you eat brains? The pain. And there's this one scene where these cops go and they're like calling, they're like, what the hell's going on out there? And then the zombies eat them, and then the zombie picks up the radio and it's like, send more corpses. And so they send like all these lines out of like cop cars, and it's like 20 cop cars, and they're all like going to this one area, and they all exit the cars, and then like just fucking hundreds of zombies just swarm and start ripping them to pieces.
Anybody ever watch Fido?
Oh, is that the one with the
forever ago?
No, I'm
yeah.
thinking of White Dog, because White Dog's the racist dog. That
I
killed
thought Fido was pretty funny. That's the one with the zombies are like coming about, and they're like, "Oh, we discovered that as long as we put these collars on them, they become obedient and they don't want to eat anybody." So it's so everybody.
What was that?
What
Yeah,
was
I know what
the-
you're talking
Wait,
about.
I
Fido,
think I
right?
did see
There
that.
was-
Holy shit!
Yeah, the
Yeah.
one
Like-
where the kid. Yeah, I remember that exact one. That came out like once mid 2000s, like 2004, 2006 shit. So I remember that. Did you ever see that zombie movie where like they got infected by like the ice cream machine because like they ate the ice cream and then they got like sick, and then like they died, but then they started seeing people. And they're like, oh, what the fuck's going on? They're talking to each other like they're normal, but they're fucking zombies. So everyone they see is like, get the fuck away from me. And then they start eating people. So that was
Has anyone here seen Cell?
No.
You said Cell?
It was a weird. I forget like what caused it, but it was basically a zombie movie. But like everything was being controlled by like cell phones. It was one of those stupid like.
Is that the one with Samuel Jackson?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it did have Samuel Jackson, and it was a really dumb movie in my opinion. I was like, the hell?
I mean, a good recent one would be Train to Busan.
What was the one? There was one that just came out with like Bill.
Zombieland?
No, more recent. Like it came out.
Oh,
like,
the Dead Don't Die.
Yeah, has
I
anyone
didn't
seen
get-
that?
I didn't see that, but I heard it. I've heard mixed things. I'd say.
I was curious. We wanted to see it, so we'll probably check it out.
There was this one zombie movie. Ah, shit, I can't remember because it was a remake of something from the 80s, and I'm blanking on it right now. But it was like the zombies were actually smart, and like they would like tie people up and do this shit, and then like leave them hanging. And then it was it came out in 2010, I believe. It was like because what happened was I didn't see this movie all the way through because I was at my friend's house and he was with his girlfriend and I was just watching on the TV, and then we had to go someplace. And what happened was like there was this guy who walks on a baseball field and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he's like a zombie, and then he like turns and he starts kidnapping.
Oh, you know, actually, a really good one that came out recently was The Girl with the Gifts, and I think that's on Amazon.
Oh yeah, what was the one with Arnold? Because Arnold
Dang it.
Schwarzenegger had his.
Oh, I missed that one. But Demons, which is a zombie attack in a movie theater in the 80s.
We have been hovering on this question.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Let me go to the next one here. Super chat from Enigma Prince. Happy 100th POS Podcast, Paleo and Friends. It's been such a joy for me and Deli to help moderate this gathering, and I hope we go higher from here. Thank you. And thank you for moderating.
You're welcome.
From Editman RGG2 again, another super chat. Would any of you do a podcast of retrospecting stuff? Video games, animated shows, movie series, etc. Like doing like a retrospective on something? I mean,
Because it's retro.
I mean, probably doing something like that. We'd have to like figure out like what we would want to do a retrospective on. It would probably just be a recorded thing, not a live stream thing, if we were to do something like that.
It's hard to do those because you really have to get everything, and you have to have a series that like people are going to want to come out for everyone for. And there's not a lot of series that have that necessarily. I've done it a few times, and it's always cool to do because by the end you're like an expert on whatever that thing is. So I would be down to do it again. I don't know if I ever will.
Yeah. From Drummer Shy, $20 super chat. Thank you very much. It was great to see all of you at BronyCon. Saber, it was great to meet you. Matt, you killed it in the super bands plus Mayhem. Race, I know you were busy. It was great to see you in Loyalty live super band. In Loyalty live, the super band thing. The performance is up. I miss all of you.
Thanks, Drummer Shy.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks.
Live long and prosper.
Hi, Drummer Shy.
Alright.
Like what?
That's what you have to say.
That's just as bad as like the girl turning around and you just wave. Like, oh my god.
God damn it, hero.
I want to say that to every customer I get done with now. Thank you so much for helping me out. Live long and prosper.
Excuse me, come again?
Alright, but thanks, Drummer Shy, for that.
Yeah, thanks, Drummer Shy.
Del18 says, because all of you forgot to take care of the $10 dabbing earlier on, what's something that you feel bad because you forgot to do or leave something behind? Something that you feel bad about because you forgot to do it or leave it behind or something?
Oh, so I'm like, so you feel bad. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Wait, run this by me again?
What do you feel bad about not doing or leaving behind?
Oh,
If you
okay.
forgot to
So
do it.
I went to I think it was Sizzler with my family once.
God, there's the mistake.
And I realized that after we left the table and we were walking out, I realized that I had left my Hot Wheels trash truck on the table.
Wait, how old were you?
This happened yesterday.
He was 27.
And I was devastated because like they had like the next family was sitting down at that table and my parents were like, sorry, it's gone.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And to this day, all 24 hours later, I'm still really bummed about it.
Have you ever been back to that Sizzlers, or do you refuse?
I don't even think that Sizzler exists anymore. Like this.
Whoa.
Wow, went down in one day.
Yeah.
Wait, your memory.
Well,
Sizzler.
Yeah. Did you guys ever? Never mind. This is a tangent. Never mind.
Go to Sizzlers.
Hey, who remembers the fucking Pokedex that came out with in the 90s?
Yeah, the one that you had like the thing, the red one.
Yep. I had that. I left it on the Staten Island ferry when I was going to Manhattan, and I have not gotten over that.
Here's a.
So funny story. I was on the Staten Island ferry a long time ago.
So something we left behind. Okay.
Or something you forgot to do and you feel bad.
Oh, okay. I'll just tell the legend, the one that fucked me up for years, but Christina fixed it. Okay. So I was a kid. I really loved Pokemon, and I really loved my Pokemon cards, and they were like my treasures to me. And everyone was like, "Oh my God, Jax, you have all 150, and they're all holographic and they're beautiful and stuff like that." And I went to school to gloat and be like, "Yeah, I got all of them. What do you got?" And then like I walked home, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm so cool." And then like I was like, "Hi, Mom," and then I took my pants off to go to my room to dust whatever. Change my pants or some shit like that. Yeah. Well, I remember what happened. Like I was dirty from playing on the playground, so I came home and then I took like my clothes off and I was like, "Hi, Mom," whatever. And I like went to go take a shower. Then I went to my room and I didn't think of it. But then I forgot that I had left my Pokemon cards in my pocket. So my mom was washing my clothes and all my Pokemon cards got washed and I lost all my fucking holographics and it was fucking triggered. But thankfully, due to Christina, I got them all back. So
Shout out to Christina. Yeah.
Thank you so much. 10 years later, I got all of them.
And he's never taken his pants off since.
No.
10 years. You lost your Pokemon cards when you were 18?
Yes. No, I wasn't. I was like, wow. I can say 2 decades. It was a couple
there
decades
you go.
ago.
It's been 84 years.
It's been a couple decades. Yes.
Well, my first and only time being at BronyCon, I bought that I think it was $25. That was like silver mugs or whatever that had BC on it for BronyCon, and I left it in our hotel room.
Oh, you could have told me. I would have said.
But I remember when I was on the plane, I was like, "Oh wait, that's right. I forgot to pack that cup." And I felt bad because I couldn't make it here.
I just realized this just happened a couple days ago. My dad and I were out. He went shopping. He got like $20 from the cash register because like, oh yeah, we're gonna go like get some lunch or somewhere. And then like as we were about to get lunch, he like was looking through his pants, and then he was like, "I lost that $40." So he looked. Somebody's gonna find his $40 somewhere.
Oh damn!
That was just a couple of days ago.
Wow. Hopefully they bring it back.
Now that you brought up that,
Lena, what are you doing?
Oh my God, Cat! Please.
She wanted to be a part of the podcast.
Yeah. Where's Salem?
He's probably downstairs.
Okay.
Who was about to say something?
I was just about to say that I brought someone. One of my friends, I was supposed to get a Switch capture card, like what you use for streaming. I brought the whole thing. I had the cable in my backpack, but never ended up actually giving him an HDMI cable, like the one that would connect to that specific like company's output. But I haven't heard back from him since, so I guess it was fine. But I still have it at home. So yeah, in case you're listening, I'm sorry, I forgot.
All right, from Mako Wako asking, have you guys seen the 2015 Fantastic Four movie?
Don't remind me of that. No.
I was told not to watch it.
Yes, don't watch it. Don't ever watch it.
Oh, I saw that one in theaters.
That Fanforst
Yeah,
I feel like
fantastic.
bloody
Yeah.
film.
that's the movie we talked about on my first POS podcast about it coming out and how maybe it would be good. Josh Trank, which is funny now, but like it really felt like after Chronicle that movie would work out, but it
Because
super
Michael B.
did not.
Jordan was in it.
Well, well, no, I was for him being Human Torch. I thought that was a good casting choice, but the rest was like, it was just such a mess. I don't know what happened there, and I'm still curious because the director said the night it came out, like the Thursday night, he tweeted, "A year ago, I had a really great movie, but we'll see it." Because apparently the studio recut it or something. So I'm still curious. Like, part of me, I don't care about the Snyder cut. I just want the Trank cut of Fantastic Four 2015.
Do you though?
No, I don't.
Yeah, do you?
If he gave it to me, I would at least watch it. And he'd be like, "So you're going to review it?" And he'd go,
Yeah. If you review it, I'll review Saddle Rush.
Wow.
Wow.
Josh Trank, call me.
Oh
All
yeah.
right, from Ryan Walterson, who is a lawyer.
Hey, Ryan
Hey,
Walterson.
Ryan.
Hope to see you at MomoCon next year. Happy 100 episodes. Y'all are great. One big question: with Dora out, if you were to cast a movie based on a Nick Jr. show, who would you cast? And I guess what show?
Irvin and frickin' Blues and Frick Steve and Blues Clues.
No, you can't have a dog movie. There are like 18 dog movies. Like what you
See,
can't.
I would do Eureka's Castle. We could have Amy Poehler as Eureka.
Nickelodeon.
No, we could do. We could have Mark Hamill as Face and make it a horror movie. Yeah, and like have it be a horror face. Yeah.
I want to have Gullah Gullah Island. I don't know what that movie would be about, but I want to see Binya Binya in like all the Disney realism looking.
I want Wow Wow Wubsy and John DiMaggio to voice whatever the main character is called, Wubsy, I guess, because he kind of looks like Jake from Adventure Time, and because of the aesthetic of that show it knows.
I want Franklin with Patton Oswalt as Franklin.
Isn't Franklin a PBS show?
It was on Nick Jr.
I thought Little Bear was Nick Jr.
Yeah, Little Bear.
Little Bear was Nick Jr. Yes, maybe Franklin wasn't. Let me look.
Franklin was PBS because I think
No, Franklin was on Nickelodeon. I know this. I know my freaking Nick Jr. shows.
Oh wait, what? Wait, is it Disney or is it Nickelodeon? The Little Einsteins? I don't remember.
Disney?
Is it Disney?
No. Is that the one with the like the cutouts, like bird and
No,
hamster?
Oh no,
It
that's
was CBS and then Nick later.
because Little Einsteins was like really popular.
Oh, okay. It was in. No, go ahead, Saber. No, because I was just gonna say for me, because I grew up in England, Franklin wasn't on my Nick Jr. It was on, it was on American Nick Jr., but it wasn't on mine.
Yeah.
Not my Nick Jr.
Franklin.
Wow.
Also, Kevin we had like someone else instead of Steve on Nick Jr. in England. It was like this guy called Kevin. So I'm curious if they switched him out for a brother too, because like in America it was Steve, but in England it was Kevin. So that was interesting.
I've never watched Nick Jr.
Really? Not
Never.
even once?
No.
Like by accident?
No, I mean, like, I'll be honest. Like the entire time I lived in Staten Island, we lived off of antenna television. So, we had 13 channels and that was it. We didn't have fucking Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I
watched
live
from the CBS studio.
I watched
no, exactly.
I watched Nick Jr. as a kid because like I didn't have Cartoon Network at home. I had my cousin had Cartoon Network. I only had Nickelodeon. So like during the day it was just Nick Jr.
See,
so when you like stayed home sick from school, you would watch Nick Jr. and then like PBS and like Boom Beyond and all that crap. Yeah, that was.
See, now I watch a lot of Nick Jr., but that's because.
Bless you.
Really into it.
Thank you.
So I watch like Sunny Day, Nello the Princess Knight, Hey Dougie, Bubble Guppies, all that stuff.
I've never watched Dora.
What about Oswald? You guys remember that? Oh no, I'm crazy. Yeah, because apparently
I never said you were crazy. I was like, I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember.
We were talking
That's
about
all
like
I said.
No, because we were talking about freaking like you guys remember that Blue Octopus cartoon when he talked to a hot dog and you guys like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That was
like
paleo. That was paleo. I was like, I think.
All right, we got a few more super chats here, and then I'll move on to Twitter a bit.
Cool.
From Toastman Tom, For y'all who attended BronyCon, what was your favorite moment from the convention? Mine was riffing his magic panel. Be strong, be strong. Yeah,
Be strong.
And also and cartoon air.
Cartoon
air.
Friggin' Draft trying to make
pretty
like
iconic.
That was great. I loved it.
That is iconic.
He's been pushing that for years, and he finally got it to hook.
Cartoon air. But how would they fight?
Who's line for me? Like, holy crap! Did that just go the way it did?
The Who's Line game and Who's Line was outstanding. It just they lined up so well.
Yeah, it was great.
Watching ponies with I get Katie and Kari. They both watched ponies with us, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun. I like conventions, but I like the simple parts where you're just hanging out with friends. That's the important part to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also performing on Saturday. That the one song I got to do on Saturday that was intense. That was a rush.
This.
Yeah, that's like my element. So I don't know.
The element of music.
There's I'm sure there's some of you who can relate. There's just a certain power to holding a microphone and then just saying something into it to thousands of people, and then they all fucking scream, and it's like, oh man, this feels powerful as fuck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Power.
Yeah, no, that's always the best.
All right.
It's like, yeah, how you guys doing?
Yep.
Any other moments?
I like fighting Dusty on stage. That was fun.
Yeah, during the Brody's React panel, that was great.
Yeah, fighting Race and Dusty was like super fun.
Well, I have I guess two. One was all the people singing "Happy Birthday" to me. That was really nice.
Yeah,
that was pretty funny.
It happened because I did 2 panels on my birthday. Everyone was very nice, and also Saber cutting off his Spider-Man hands.
Oh
yeah, at Press Street Ale House.
That made me so nervous.
Nervous, right?
I was just like, oh god,
steak knife against your wrist.
And he kept making jokes about how he was gonna slit his wrists and stuff. I was like, Jesus.
Oh yeah, I like the photo shoot we did. Like the pictures we got were pretty boss. It's a shame Henry couldn't be there. It was
if you want to see all this stuff happen, go to AC Race Best's channel. He's been uploading all the stuff from the weekend.
Yeah, he does all the vlogs.
Yeah.
Heckin' yeah, and the panels.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So super chat from Riddle the Lightning, $5, but no message. If you had a question, just say it in the chat and I'll and we'll answer it. Malik Webster, what's some of your favorite obscure, cheesy, straight-to-DVD horror movies? Mine is the Evil Bong trilogy.
That sounds fucking interesting.
Yeah.
I guess mine is damn it, I can't remember the name of it.
Mine is Jack Frost.
The WNUF Halloween special. That's an awesome one.
Yeah, Jax, what about the Puppet Master series?
But is Puppet Master really? I see the first
is it
couple
straight to
are
video?
really. It is straight to video, and I really do love Puppet Master, but you be strong. Yeah, but I do love Puppet Master, and I really want the action figures to it. But to me, I guess it wasn't really super cheesy until the 4th one. No, actually, it got cheesy when they fought the Nazis in Part 3. Yeah, they fought the Nazis. That was a bit cheesy. But every horror movie fought the Nazis. Jack Frost was fun just because it was a killer snowman fucking up people, and that was amazing. And then my friend would come over to watch my house, and they think we were going to watch the Michael Keaton one, and I pulled that one out and fucking horrify them. It's just the sequel was funny too.
All right, from Louis PJ. Congrats again with the 100. Getting ready for the 2000s nostalgia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. A lot of that seems to be coming up. It's probably going to hit a lot harder in the 2020s.
Oh yeah,
that nostalgia.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I expect a lot of Eminem music and Big Hood.
Mm-hmm.
And 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying. And stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if this counts. I just thought of one for the last question. It was like crappy, well, quote, crappy horror movies or whatever. But like to me, this one's like a guilty pleasure, and I love it, and I would never call it crappy. But it was Maximum Overdrive.
Oh, the one with the car.
Yeah, that was like straight
with
to
the Green
TV.
Goblin one.
Yeah,
the Green Goblin
Yeah,
truck.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that did come out in theaters, but that is an awesome movie.
Oh, that was the stipulation.
Yeah. It was like either like straight to DVD or whatever.
It got
and-
such a bad rap, but I
Yeah.
love it. I grew up with that, and I was
Didn't
like,
AC/DC did the soundtrack, and
Yes,
they
Stephen
did.
Stephen King himself directed it.
He's like,
Yeah.
I'll show you how to really make one of my movies good.
yeah, and then he fucking ran that kid over. I still
Who's having a good day right now?
Hero. He always
What's
has
up?
a good day.
Is that Hero?
Yeah, he always sings to himself.
So Riddle of
Excuse
Lightning.
me.
So Riddle of Lightning on Twitter has been like drawing different things of the podcast.
They're great. Riddle of Lightning's awesome.
Yeah. All right, let's see some questions on here. Do you guys have any questions on Twitter that you're getting?
Not specific to me. They're all to you at least.
Let's
Okay.
see.
Because I do have one more super chat before we go into Twitter from Dill18. Opinions on Viacom buying Garfield.
Who gives a shit?
Right?
I mean, it's fine. I don't.
Who's
really have a
voicing
problem with
Garfield
that.
now? Because no one can be like that.
The
Yeah.
reason that it's a big deal because like
Yay,
is
Garfield's got bought.
because Garfield was one of the last like independently owned like comics. So now it's owned by a corporation.
Well, you know what? Thank God, because I was so worried about Jim Davis.
He's still alive.
Yeah.
Are we, now that
Is he?
Garfield got bought, are we gonna have a tale of
That reminds me. There's
I hope so.
There's a
Yeah,
road. There's a road near my house that says this highway was dedicated to Jim Davis, but it's not like that Jim Davis.
Oh.
It's not
Wait,
Garfield Jim Davis.
I have a bigger question. What happens to what was the other show on Garfield and Friends? Was it like U.S. Acres?
Oh yeah.
Are you talking about the CGI stupid ones where Garfield doesn't sound like Garfield?
Where's my U.S. Acres reboot? Come on, Viacom.
Do you really?
I know
I
Jim
need
Davis.
it. Patton
said-
Oswalt is the pig. We can make it happen. Just get on it, Viacom.
I feel
All
like
you're
you
doing
joke
is
about
re-airing
things,
SpongeBob. Come on.
and then things happen, and you're like, "Oh, geez, this is my fault."
Yeah, the Muppet Babies reboot is totally my fault.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Is that your fault?
I heard that was
is
good
my-
though.
The intro song though. Is
It's
not.
fine. It's just really bland. It's like any preschool kid show. It's not.
Oh, okay.
It's like you'd watch it and go, I mean, this isn't bad, but it's not good. So
Oh, okay.
it's like
But to be fair, is Muppet Babies even really that good?
What?
I mean, it was.
What did he just say?
I don't think it was.
Have you watched it recently?
Muppet
Yes.
Babies is good.
Okay.
I think it's fine.
I haven't
Sorry,
watched
the
it
difference
forever.
between
So I
fine and good.
yeah, all I have is nostalgia glasses on for that right now, so I don't know. So I haven't watched
It was good. It was good. Trust me.
It was a good show.
Good show.
Jim and I are gonna have a disagreement. That's all right though.
All right, I'm moving on to some Twitter questions here since we have we went over all the super chats. From Major Megazawa on Twitter asking, in honor of your 100th podcast, what's your favorite 100th episode of a TV show?
My Little Pony.
There's always My Little Pony.
I knew you guys were gonna say that.
I was gonna say the Simpsons episode, the 100th episode. I forget what it was, but I remember it was good.
You know what's weird? I remember
The
specifically
100th episode of this thing. I don't remember it, but that was my
You
favorite.
know what? You know what? That was definitely within the first 8 seasons. I know I'm right.
You know what's weird? I remember specifically the 200th episode of The Simpsons, but not the 100th.
I remember. You know what's funny? I remember specifically the 300th because March was like, "This is the 300th time he's done something stupid."
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, like that's the thing. I remember specifically that. Like,
Yeah, there was also the 600th where they mentioned that it was the 600th, like, I don't know, 5 times throughout the episode and was so annoying.
Excuse me, Albert.
So, the Krusty Krab training video, the 100th episode of SpongeBob, is
Is that really the
my
100th
That's the
favorite.
100th episode? Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, if you call episodes what Caleb calls episodes, you know, like how it's like there's a 22-minute segment, but it's like a half ending. Yeah. But it's like it's the second on the 50th segment, if you will. But yeah, that's to me that's 100. So
yeah.
So, yeah, I like that. That's a good one.
Not to Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
That was a good one where Master Shake goes to the network to get his syndication.
Yeah, and he's just like, no, you weren't 100 episodes. You're 50 because your show is like 12 minutes long. So
I remember
that. Yeah.
Oh man.
Didn't
what is this
Family
like?
Guy also have like a dumb 100 episode special? I forgot what it was. I knew they did something.
There was definitely a pop culture reference. I remember that in that episode of Family. There was like a cutaway. It was like, Lois, do you remember in the 80s or something? And then there's
why did you have Peter Griffin but with a Lois accent? That was
Peter, come on.
Lois, do you remember the 90s?
That was 100 episodes south, but country.
The 100th episode of the Pizza Party podcast was pretty good.
Was it the Creech one we did?
Or was that the live one?
It was a live one at MomoCon last year.
Oh,
yeah,
there we
that's
go.
the one. The first MomoCon.
That was just because you did 99.2, 99.3.
Yes.
Okay, so what was the real 100th one?
Don't
The
worry
99
about it.
point which one?
I'm sure it's one of them, the ones that we lost.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's the one with
The 100th episode of the Semi-Perfect Podcast was fun. We did Jackbox games.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
We got another super chat from Malik Webster. Thank you very much. Thoughts on the second half of Attack on Titan season 3? It was the best since the first season. Yeah, me and Saber actually like caught up with everything, and it's been good, like really good. So yeah, if you haven't caught up with Attack on Titan and you've been like interested in it, like it's good.
I don't believe you.
Cool.
From Jolly Ronan on Twitter. What is an underrated show that you feel was cut short or wish had an Adult Swim Samurai Jack revival type thing for one last blowout to finish?
Wait, when they say
Symbiotic Titan.
When they just mean like when they just mean like a season 5 or like
Megas XLR. I love Megas XLR. I wanted that show.
Yeah.
Mine did get a reboot, but it's terrible. And it's Reboot. I wish Reboot had a better continuation because Reboot Guardian Code is fucking terrible.
Would you prefer that they just rebooted the original reboot?
I would have preferred they just do like a complete like
an updated CGI, but they keep all the voices the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then who would voice the villain? Who would you want to voice the villain?
I'm not saying
the thing is like the megabyte sound-alike they had for Guardian Code was like close enough to Tony J.
But Tony J is Tony J.
Yeah.
So it's just...
I have said my answer so many times I'm going to sound like a broken record. It's the Looney Tunes show.
Oh yeah,
I wanted to. Porky had just gotten a girlfriend, and she was wonderful. I was like, what a perfect girl for Porky. And then the show ended. I was like, but I want to know about her. I want to see Porky happy. Make Porky happy.
That was a good show.
There's three characters I want to see happy. I want to see Porky Pig happy. I want to see Donald Duck happy. And I want to see Princess Carolyn happy. So I was finally seeing Porky be happy, and then the show ended.
But Donald's not happy. He seems like he's doing all right.
He's doing all right, but he
Well, you want him to be like joyous all the time.
Donald gets so much garbage. Like, have you seen? He gets the short end of the stick.
Well, I mean, it's not his fault. He has a speech impediment. Okay.
He just needs to whatever baby baby bumpers or whatever they said in that episode. Who was that again? Was that that wasn't Idris?
That was Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle, that's right.
All right,
the one other black guy.
Yeah.
Ozzy All on Twitter asking, did you guys watch the OKKO Sonic crossover episode? And also, how do you feel about the show and its third season being its last?
Oh, it's over?
Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah,
oh, damn.
Oh.
That Sonic crossover was pretty cool. But, like, the thing is, like, I'm not surprised with their crossovers because all their crossovers so far have been pretty damn quality. Like the Captain Planet one, the fucking one with all the cartoon all stars and stuff like that. That like all the like crossovers they've done, I've really enjoyed. And it's funny, it's like I remember originally didn't really care for the show because like the art style just didn't appeal to me. But then I watched it, and I was like, oh yeah, this is pretty funny. Yeah, I like it a lot. So, oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame that the Sonic crossover happened so late in the game because suddenly everyone is talking about OKKO, even though it's anything else. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. I'm definitely sad about it ending. I kind of thought right when it's like picking up steam, and the Sonic episode was like really good, and especially because that show's so influenced by the Adventures of Sonic, I believe. And I don't know. Also, because obviously don't want that show to end. So I was sad. I mean, I've already tweeted about it and everything, but I think it's sad that it's ending, and it's probably the most Ian show that could ever be. So
yeah. Wait, is it ending or is it canceled?
It's ending. They let them know in advance.
Okay, because I didn't know if it was like a Gravity Falls thing where they could have went on, and he was like, "No, I'm just."
No. It was basically like they let him know in advance.
Yeah, like Cartoon Network. It was Cartoon Network's decision to end the show.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're doing the ending they wanted, but like with less filler in between. They also wanted to do.
Oh, okay.
But it I don't know. I'm sad about it. I was like, I mean, we all sort of saw it coming, but when it happened, it was like, oh man, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was always a fun show for me.
Right. Okay. Oh damn. That's a shame.
All right. Cartoon Bro on Twitter asking a couple questions here. Says, I know this is a generic question, but what is your favorite cartoon? And when is the last time you ever hated a convention?
Cartoon? Like the cartoon?
Yeah,
like that?
Like cartoon from Cartoon Network. Which is...
and Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, Powerpuff Girls. Yeah.
Ed, and Eddie.
That's a good one.
That's a good show.
Great show.
I gotta agree with Ed and Eddie on that one. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
There you go.
And I haven't been to enough conventions to hate one yet.
Yeah, I haven't really hated a convention.
I gotta be honest. Comic-Con in New York, I did not have a good time. It was so crowded, and
When did you go?
That will. I could go find the badge. I actually do not know the date. 1 second.
Okay. I mean, I did go to New York Comic Con last year, and it is pretty overwhelming. I had a good time, but I'm not going again because I don't have as many friends going. It doesn't sound like so.
Right.
I don't
Wait,
know.
so go to Comic-Con too?
I went to San Diego Comic Con.
Oh, that's massive.
It was insane, but it was like it's spaced out so much that it's not like you could tell they've been doing this for a couple years with this amount of people.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't feel like, outside of in the exhibitor hall, it gets really crazy. But I never felt like I was so overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's like 100,000 plus people every year.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount of people, and like the convention itself spans I was told 3 miles or something. I don't know.
Shit.
Yeah. There was a convention. I won't name it, but there was a convention that Saber and I went to, and the people running it were just.
I know which one it is.
Yeah, it was just
I'll say it. It was Midwest Bernie Fest.
There you go. It was yeah. I mean, the food was good though. We still had it's just
I actually know one because we were actually never able to go there. It was me, Matt, and Tom were supposed to go to this convention in Nashville,
Oh my God,
Tennessee.
Sweet Apple Acres.
Yeah, the convention never happened. Because
I remember that.
Yeah, they emailed us and said, "Don't get on that plane." What?
Yeah, that's right. I remember they called me as I was packing my bag, and my whoever was dealing with me, she was like, "Yeah, don't get on your plane just yet. Something's going on. I'll give you a call right back as soon as I figure things out." And I was like, "All right." And then she called back 10 minutes later and she went, "All right, so I basically quit. And I was like, well, that doesn't help me like at all.
Oh my god,
that was a mess. Yep. And then I was like, someone's refunding my ticket, and they were like, yeah, I guess we are. And then on the Twitter, they were like, we're gonna have the convention at a park if you guys want to come.
So I've been to a lot of conventions.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, right.
This dude.
Look at this dude.
So, Jim, it's 2011 when I went to
okay.
Comic-Con in New York. It was just so crowded. Like, it took legitimately 25 minutes to get from upstairs to downstairs. I am not even exaggerating by like 1 minute. 25 minutes.
Oh,
and I was just like, how does anyone have fun here? Like.
Maybe you have to walk like a penguin most of the time. I can't see how that's fun.
Yeah, it's
well, like
New York City, man.
Again, like with the San Diego one, like to me, where I was starting to question it was seeing the people that had camped out and that were sitting for hours just to wait for a room to open. I'm like, that is not fun looking at all.
Right.
Knowing how much people spent on tickets and everything, I'm like, okay.
Well, you see what's funny about that is like, okay, so like since all of us went to MomoCon, like it was such a different experience for us because we had only been to PonyCons. I was like, oh god, this place is freaking massive. So I was like, oh my god. And then we went, I went to Anime Expo, which was like 100,000 people. I was like, oh my god, this is massive. And then we went to BronyCon in 2018, and I was like, well, this is like a baby. This is like a baby con. Wow, it's so tiny. And then like this year, just because so little of the convention center was being used, it felt so packed and uncomfortable.
Right,
it was like, oh my god, like this is just annoying. Like I wish they would have done the thing where they could use upstairs and downstairs and all.
Super chat here from Malik Webster again. What's your favorite JAV models?
What's a JAV model?
JAV.
Oh,
what's that?
I don't know what that is.
Japanese porn models, basically.
What's her name?
A what? Japanese porn model?
Yeah.
A what?
JAV models.
Well, let's look this up. Let's figure.
I gotta look it up. I don't know.
Well, you mean like Hitomi Tanaka or something like that? Oh, okay, then her. There you go. Simple.
Why am I even looking this up? I like Jax talks about this, and I'm like, who to everyone? Like, I don't know any of them. Why am I looking it up? Like, I wonder.
There you go.
I don't know. I'm
Man,
sorry.
looking at porn is like taking a dump. Everyone does it. You just don't.
Oh, that's a porn website. Okay.
There you go.
I'm not saying I'm exempt. I'm exempt. I'm just saying I don't know their names. Like, I don't know. Their
Mine's
names.
retired now. My favorite.
How old is yours?
No, she's only been doing it for like.
He's into that vintage.
No, she got retired because she got married and had a baby.
She's like grandma.
She's not old. She's probably younger than me.
Retired after she moved from Japan to America after World War II.
Some of the descriptors on this website are interesting.
All right.
The way they like cute killer tits.
I love that question. That question was just so honest. I love it.
All right. I got a question from Nolan on Twitter here.
Yay.
Nolan from the Pizza Party Podcast.
I know that kid.
Have you guys ever had a dream cartoon? What is it?
Well, a dream cartoon like we dreamed.
Yeah, or like or a cartoon that you want to exist.
Yeah.
Zootopia.
That would be very fun.
Like a cartoon based on Zootopia would be good.
That?
Zootopia 2 or
A fucking cartoon on Scud the Disposable Assassin.
So
Scud the Disposable Assassin?
Yeah.
I was just making sure I heard that right. I have no idea what the hell that is.
I know what you're referring to.
I made a video once on it, so you'll find it somewhere.
I would actually like how DC does their animated movies based on like various like storylines and stuff that are usually not everyone is amazing, but pretty good. I wish Marvel did something like that because
they did like the 2000s.
They did, but they didn't do like what DC does with like Batman Year One and stuff. You know,
like Batman versus Ninja Turtles and all that shit. Because like the thing is, DC. Oh, go ahead, Jim.
I mean more like if they did like let's do the Dark Phoenix saga or let's do Infinity Gauntlet or Secret Wars as an animated movie, and do it faithfully. I think that would be really cool. I don't know why Marvel hasn't gotten their shit together.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
They have real movies to worry about, you know.
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
You gotta worry about Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Because it's like Marvel was doing so well with the animations to a certain point where it was like okay, 90s Spider-Man and 90s X-Men or Avengers Earth's Mightiest Hero, Spectacular Spider-Man, fucking like stuff like that. It was great. But then like when Disney bought it, it was just like, yeah, we're just gonna make these generic follow along things, like trying to go with the movies, and like Marvel sucks at their cartoons right now. I'm just gonna be real, like their cartoons.
No, their cartoons are usually kind of bad, unfortunately.
Bring Spectacular Spider-Man back.
I like ponies so much that if they had like a cartoon like that, except it was way more violent, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Something maybe with a little more political, like.
Well, like Happy Tree Friends.
Smiley.
That's Happy Tree Friends is good, but that's like Hot Topic violent. I'm not looking.
Flippy is the good process.
But do you mean like something like Smile HD, where it's like them beating the crap out of each other? Like,
I'm talking something like maybe like with sort of like
9,
like a Cowboy Bebop twist, like the Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Like, because I really love that movie. Like something like that, where it's just like it's violent, but there's like a really awesome story behind it. That kind of stuff is awesome. If you take all the cute animal characters I love in the world and throw them in a setting like that, yeah, that's my dream cartoon right there.
I'm gonna bounce off of you. I guess take ponies. We're all taking ponies. It's like, here's what I want my little pony to be. Take ponies and just you can keep the slice of life here and there. And then more often make episodes like the Tyrek episode. And that's a good ass show, man. That's a good show.
I agree. Or like have like why like how Apple's parents died or something.
Right,
like
yeah.
That. And then
I wouldn't mind on-screen death every once in a while. Just make it a little more tailored to me.
I mean, like, what you want people to die like the fucking Storm King, where you see?
Because I like sad things. I know it's not your jam, but like I think it'd be really interesting if just like a character, you build up a character and then you have a slice of life episode, everything's good, and then like something terrible happens and like Barry Punch just dies, and you're like, oh my god, like on screen, and you're just like, oh my god.
Okay, you know what? Let's go off what you're saying. There is this thing. I will say this. All right, people. It is true. I don't like sad things, but I've learned that if you trick me into thinking like, oh, this is a wholesome show, and I'm stuck in it, when the sad stuff happens, like Tuca and Birdie and BoJack Horseman, it's like, fuck, I love you, but it's just like, why'd you have to do that to me? But I still will feel like it's just like, that's the way to make me enjoy it. But if you tell me straight up, oh yeah, this show is depressing as fuck, then I'm like, I don't want to watch it.
So you don't want to watch Made in Abyss ever?
Yeah, you can tell me that. It's just like, okay, why do I want to watch something that's gonna make me sad? But if you like say, hey, watch this show, and I'm like, oh, this is good and funny, I'm like, oh. Because how Paleo got me with that fucking Tuca and Birdie show, because I was like, god damn it.
Made in Abyss, like that one episode, man, is like legit some of the most intense feeling I've ever had watching a show. I had to pause it. I was like, oh my god. You can't do that.
It's horrible.
Very good show. Very good show. Somebody, I don't remember who it was, but someone on the podcast is like, hey, Hira, have you watched Made in Abyss? I was like, nope, planning on it. And then I watched it, and I was like, I forgot who asked me. I want to remember who it was so I can be like, thank you for reminding me to watch that show.
Here's a question from Nathan Palea. Nathaniel Foga, who cosplayed Pan at BronyCon.
And at MomoCon.
What are some of your most cherished BronyCon moments? Also, thanks for signing my poster while I was there.
I forgot about this actually, to mention it to some of you, including Jax. So hopefully you saw her, but years ago, God, I think
Grayson?
it was 2013. Did you see Grayson?
Yeah, I did.
No, I didn't get a chance to see her. Was she there?
Oh,
she was there,
different.
and hearing her tell me how she's going to be going to college next year, I'm like, holy crap.
Now that's, talk about a regret. That is one where I really want to say goodbye to the kid. Just that she was like because that's one of those you like a little kid. Like I remember it was like BronyCon 2013. This little kid came up to all of us and was like, "Oh, I love all you guys with this," and it was just like, "Oh, that's so awesome," and stuff like that. And it was like pretty touching. And then the dad came up and said like, "Oh yeah, she's getting bullied for stuff like that," but then she watched it out, and it was just like years later, and it's just like that story made me tear up when I was there. And then like what was it, like 2018? She came up and she had like pink hair, and I was like, "Oh my god, Grayson!" And it was just like. It was like a proud parent, and I was just like, I'm happy for you. I'm so happy for you. I'm so glad you're going off doing stuff. But she's going to college next year,
or maybe she's getting ready to go to college this year. I just know I was like, oh my gosh, like I hate using the phrase that ages me, but I'm like, wow, shows you how long we've been.
Yeah,
stuff.
7 years ago. I mean, 6 years ago. Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, we'll go on until like 11:15. Then we'll stop. Another one from Nolan. Question for Cosmodor. What are your thoughts on the Cat in the Hat movie?
Cinematic masterpiece.
I'll get you, and it'll look like a fucking accident.
hey, look. It looks better than the Cats movie.
It does. I'll give you that. It does.
I'm like one of the only people actually looking forward to watching that.
The Cats movie?
Yeah.
Well, there's a great video by Patrick H. Willems on why he's gonna watch it. On how it's like uncanny to the degree that it's almost like interesting, intriguing, and how they're gonna mess it up.
It actually
I'm sort of
looks
in the same
interesting.
Yeah, like before I knew there was gonna be an outrage. Like I was one of the first people to see the trailer when there were no dislikes, no anything.
Yeah.
Like it was intriguing. I didn't expect there to be this big an outrage.
I don't think there's an outrage. I think everyone.
Well, yeah, everyone.
It's going to be like
kind of confused.
It's going to be like. Do you remember? It's not that long ago. It was last Christmas season. They had Aquaman. This is this year's Aquaman. In that you'll go to the theater and half the movie you'll be like, "The fuck is going on?" And I think people are drunk and whatever they are during Christmas season to go see a movie that's that Paleo, that's that like what the fuck and all this stuff, that it's less like it's gonna be a bunch of CGI nonsense where you're just like, this is crazy, what the hell, but it's like the perfect time of year for you to sit back with that and just accept it. So
yeah,
it'll be like that.
I don't think I'm gonna watch it because James Corden is in it, and I really can't watch anything James Corden related.
But you saw Peter Rabbit, so
No, I didn't.
Oh, sorry, I'm thinking of someone else then.
I saw Peter Rabbit.
I saw Peter Rabbit. Okay.
From Rhythm Rev. Don't know if this has been done yet, but favorite aesthetic from a movie, cartoon, or video game? Favorite aesthetic?
What's it called? Moonlight Beam City.
Moonbeam City.
Moonbeam City.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Oh, with the
My
glitter
favorite.
dog.
Yeah, my favorite porno.
Honestly, wow, what? We already talked about that.
Good time to talk about that.
I can't. I'm gonna be one of the. No, I'm going to pick one. I don't like when people give two answers. I'm gonna give one, but I have to decide which one.
Question, Bailey.
What?
What was the question?
Oh, favorite aesthetic from a show, movie, or game aesthetic.
Whatever the fuck
aesthetic,
Spider-Verse
like-
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, the Spider-Verse,
Like
it's
I was waiting.
Spider-Verse,
I was
thank you.
waiting for Jax to say it. I was.
Yeah, that's mine then. Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, in that case, Utopia is definitely mine.
Yeah. Thank you.
What
Silver.
Disney 3D? I know. But Ernest and Celestine, that is such a nice
Oh yeah.
aesthetic. I love
It's
it.
so soft.
Right? Yeah.
I was thinking about it. I was like, Ori and the Blind Forest has a really good aesthetic.
It
to
does. It
Yeah.
looks very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and also Cuphead. I was just trying to think of video game stuff, and like Cuphead's like its old like 30s cartoon.
You like your what is it? Rubber goose? What's it called?
Rubber hose.
There you go.
Green juice. Or no, wait.
Another game. Ever heard of The Blob?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's like a precursor to Splatoon almost in like the interface and everything. That's like a very urban.
Oh
like,
shit! No More Heroes.
I like that.
Oh, I
love
love the
No More
herbs.
Heroes.
That was the best. Best Sims
What?
ever.
The what now?
The herbs.
The herb.
The
I'm
herbs,
interested
yeah.
in Matt. Matt, what's your favorite aesthetic from a movie, cartoon, or video game?
My favorite aesthetic from a movie, cartoon, or video game.
Correct.
There was an episode of Life, Love, and Robots where that chick is being chased by the guy.
Yeah.
The entire time, and it's like, and by the end of the episode, it's like an endless cycle that keeps happening over and over again.
Oh yeah.
That aesthetic is fucking beautiful, and Spideyverse aesthetic. That, it's really, you know what it does to me? It's that sort of artistic aesthetic where in my tiny little brain, it's like, how hard was it to fucking do this? But it's happening anyway. So I'm like delighted. It's anything that's colorful and can use like chopped up frame rates like that.
It's like watching acrobatic porn.
What?
Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
I guess.
I guess.
All right. From Malik Webster, another super chat. Thank you very much. Thoughts on Funimation's 25th anniversary, and do you think anime would be as popular today if they weren't around?
Congratulations and no.
Well, Toonami was like a big.
Hold
on.
You wouldn't have a Toonami or anything.
Yeah,
You didn't have the
exactly. Like
tapes.
Toonami was like a big hit of why anime was like so popular in the West because.
I mean, I think that the network stuff wouldn't have happened without the tapes being around beforehand, because none of that crap was getting played anywhere until like the tape. Like there were whole stores just of anime tapes, and I think when those stores
Remember
really took
Suncoast?
off, and there was such a thing. Suncoast had a. Did they have a lot of anime? I don't remember.
They did have quite a bit of anime.
They had a lot of anime.
So I think because that took off, the networks were like, oh man, there's like these TV shows that people are actually just renting at Blockbuster and stuff. That makes us look bad. Let's just buy the rights.
I don't think they're underselling the importance of Toonami or Suncoast. I think they're just asking if Funimation.
No, I know. I'm just
somebody
saying.
had to dub that shit. You know.
I'm just saying, like one begat the other, but both wouldn't have happened without both.
Yeah, because like Funimation did do a lot where it's just like, oh shit, like that is like there's so many. I'm just like, oh yeah, that, and then, but then you also got to think of like the 4Kids shit too, where it was just like, oh
yeah. 4Kids.
4Kids did a lot of good stuff for even though they made a lot of bad, they did a lot of good. Like
they did a lot of good. You're right.
Like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, it's cheesy as hell, but like they still like those dubs like made those game busters. Okay.
I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning before elementary school to watch some Pokemon, so they did it.
Yeah. Digimon too. Yeah. They didn't do Digimon, but they did. I forgot who did Digimon. I think it was the one with those kids in the circle.
I want to wake up early on a Saturday and watch cartoons, but like I don't want to do it like I want it to be like a requirement. I don't want to just do it to do it. I want it to be like, hey, it's on right now, or you miss it. I just want to like.
Yeah, and if you don't watch it right now, you have to wait a week to watch it. So those are good times.
From Cartoon Bro, favorite Cartoon Network movie, and I love you all. Please still be fans of Cartoon Network. I mean, I think we all are.
I mean, like, so does Powerpuff is Cartoon Network movie Powerpuff Girls?
I mean, Powerpuff Girls. I mean, Powerpuff Girls is the only one that was in theaters.
Well, I mean, like but also like, I mean,
there's also like the regular show movie.
Dexter's, the Dexter's Lab
Trip,
thing.
Yeah,
with like the fourth thing. Yeah, Ego Trip. Yeah, like I really like Ego Trip a lot.
Yeah. I like the Adventure Time movie. That one's my favorite.
Oh no!
Well, it was Steven Universe with XJ9.
I mean,
that's coming out soon.
I would say the regular show movie. I like that movie.
Yeah.
Does it have to be from Cartoon Network, or it just aired on Cartoon Network
movie?
Yeah, Cartoon Network movie. So
from them, okay.
Oh,
okay.
So anyway, Mars Needs Moms played once. So
yeah. Oh, Ed's Big Picture Show.
Fuck your mom, kid.
Is a good one.
I guess the
Oh, yeah.
PPG movie. I guess.
Yeah, the Powerpuff Girls movie I really love though.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
All right, we're getting on the end here, and I was saving this question because I saw it earlier. From Arnold on Twitter. Favorite episode ever of any show?
Oh my god.
Broad.
It
Any
is very
show?
broad.
So live action too? Or just cartoon?
Says any show.
One of my favorite episodes from any cartoon is, I think it's the Perfection episode of Courage the Cowardly
Yeah.
Dog, or the one with the star.
That's great.
Yeah, no, the one where that's where that like abomination thing comes out. But just like that episode of Courage, it was a good episode.
Yeah.
That one and the Star Catchers or whatever they were called, the Splatoon squids coming from space.
I would say and I know it's like the one everyone picks, but the Batman animated series Heart of Ice.
Oh yeah, that is
Oh,
such
yeah.
a great episode with Mr. Freeze. Oh, that is a phenomenal episode.
Played by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, girl.
Yeah, please, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't know.
I think oh wow, my favorite episode of anything ever, I think, is the episode of Boy Meets World where Sean joins a cult, and Mr. Matthews gets him out of Mr. Feeney and Mr. Matthews get him out of the cult, and Mr. Matthews just fucking gives it to the cult leader. Oh my god!
What the hell?
It's a really good episode.
No, that's a real episode.
I gotta see this shit.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
That episode gave me chills, man. I love it.
Number 15.
I'm a big sap when it comes to like family things, and like Sean's not even part of the Matthews family, but Mr. Matthews made it seem like he was there, and I was like, oh, everyone is so good here. I love it.
The first episode that comes to mind for me is an episode of Adventure Time called Hall of Egress, where Finn has to go through this dungeon by like closing his eyes, and he can't open his eyes. He has to like try to figure out how to go through this dungeon. I think that was like a really cool like experimental episode they did. So that's the first one that comes to mind for me.
What was the question again? Just
favorite episode ever of anything.
Like Gravity
of any
Falls,
show.
Nobody Seems, or Simpsons, Who Shot Mr. Burns.
Oh yeah, that's great.
I struggle with thinking of a specific episode, but like for some reason, the thing that came back into my mind was like one of the live action shows I ever watched as a kid. And I don't know if any of you guys remember Smart Guy.
Yeah, Smart Guy with the freaking little Tia and Tamara's little brother.
Yes.
Dude, I loved that show so much. So much. And there was this episode where he was singing about the I can't remember which one, but they were these axe murders. It actually happened. And it has like this tune that's just da 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 da. And something about giving father 40 whacks. Anyways, I took that and used it in a school project, but like rewrote it, and I freaking killed that project. So
Nice.
not literally with an axe, but yeah.
But with the machete. I lied. I'm sorry.
Oh, you have a different one?
My answer is way more simple. I was trying to think way outside of the box. I do love that Boy Meets World episode a lot. My favorite episode of anything ever is A Perfect Pair from freaking My Little Pony. It's just the best episode.
It is beautiful.
It's just really good. Because I remember Paleo was like, "You're gonna like this episode," and I watched it. I was like, "Paleo, I'm gonna cry." Not gonna. I already was like, but
it's one of those things where like the payoff for an episode like that definitely came with the fact that we waited that long to find out.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
Yeah.
Anybody else have an answer?
Let me see.
I mean, the show's been tainted now, but like the
One
Battle
Punch
of the
Man.
Bastards.
Oh yeah, that is a really good like.
That was a good episode.
Yeah, that's a really good episode of Game of Thrones.
You made me watch that one episode, and you like caught me up on everything. You're like, "All right, here's what's going on here." I was like, "Oh yeah, this is really good." For the little bit that I know.
That was a really good episode. Same thing with like the Watchers on the Wall. I mean, the last episode of One Punch Man. Well, season 1.
Yeah, the last episode of season 1 of One Punch Man.
That was fucking excellent.
Shit.
Super hype, but it's hard to answer these kind of questions because it's like, oh shit, I'm forgetting something.
Right.
Oh,
This episode of POS Podcast. This is my favorite episode of anything ever.
I liked Forest Porn was a better episode.
Yeah,
you're right.
Forest Porn.
Tom was in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. F's for Tom in the chat.
That's for Tom in the chat.
Tom's not with us. I mean, he's still alive.
He is still alive.
Yeah,
I was like, don't
he is
wait
still
that
alive.
way.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Yes, he is. Yes.
He just couldn't make it to this podcast.
Tom is alive barely.
I guess.
Is Tom at the fireworks factory?
Yeah.
Sure.
Is he still? Well, no, he doesn't work there anymore. Oh my god!
All right, we did get another super chat from Deli18. Opinions on Isekai quartets. I haven't watched it yet.
I still haven't watched
Yeah,
it.
mainly because like the two other
You have
shows.
to watch the other ones.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to watch the other two other shows so I can watch it.
Yeah, because
I've only watched Overlord and
Konosuba.
Konosuba. Yeah.
So you
What are
have to watch
the other two? It's the Nazi girl is one of them, right?
Yeah, that one. And
what's the last one?
I think it's like How to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon. That one. I think,
Is it?
I think it's that one, or it might be, or is it ReZero?
Might be ReZero.
If it was
ReZero.
if it was yeah, it's ReZero. I was gonna be more excited if it was.
Because I think they do reference that one. Like,
Okay.
in a certain like episode, but yeah.
I thought I was gonna hate that anime. I watched it. I was like, oh no, it's not that bad. Pretty good show.
Is it? Didn't it get like another season?
Yeah, I think it's Getting. I don't think it has one yet, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess we'll close out. This was the 100th episode of the POS Podcast. Thank you all for joining me for this.
We didn't even play
Thank you
Jackbox.
for having us.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah. 100th episode. Woo.
And thank you
Thanks
for
having me.
everyone in the chat watching and asking questions on Twitter and your super chats and everything. I very much appreciate it. We've been doing this for what almost 5 years now.
2014.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
So and it's just a lot of fun to do. We've had some like hiatuses in the past, but it's still fun to just get together and talk about movies and cartoons and all kinds of stuff. So,
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, we'll definitely still keep doing POS podcasts with a rotating, I guess, hosts on this channel. So
We're still going? I thought we were done.
no, we're
this
still
isn't
going.
the finale.
Yeah, I heard rumor this was the
I
last
thought
one.
this was the series finale.
Yeah.
Guys, the network hasn't
No,
talked
it's
to Paleo yet, so like let's not let us.
And another
no.
super chat from Deli18. It's never ogre.
That's really cool. Is that Pale's gonna take all the super chat money and redistribute it?
Well, then he's gonna look behind him. He's gonna get all those. He's gonna buy like 5 amiibos tonight. Like, it's just gonna like get all back.
Is episode 200 gonna be better than episode 100?
I don't know. We'll see in another 5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Another 5 years. Oh,
Yeah.
Tom is gonna have his head like in a little floating jar, like from
He's
Futurama.
he's gonna be floating.
Yeah, but he still won't show up.
No, Tom.
Oh, good old Tom.
Well, yes, thank you all for joining. We'll see you again in a couple weeks for episode 101, which won't be as big. But yeah.
Okay.
Jeez.
But yeah, thanks for like we've had like a consistent viewership over 100 viewers this podcast. So thank you all for staying around, and be sure to subscribe to see when there's going to be another POS podcast. And check out everybody's channels. Check out Saber's channel, Jem's channel, Cosmodor,
Yeah.
Jack's Blade, Pan Pizza's Rebel Taxi. Here Sashi does music sometimes.
Only sometimes.
Only sometimes.
Matt just released like a new track on his channel.
Go listen to Matt's track. Oh my god, it's
go
so
listen
good.
to Matt's track. It's so
search,
good.
Yeah, search TV
Oh,
Pony
shucks.
on YouTube. You'll find it.
It's alright.
Go to Race's channel, AC Race Best. He has like all the BronyCon like vlogs and stuff of what we did last weekend. and the panels there. You can see a bunch of stuff we talked about. And then Tom,
And
he
racing.
has a channel. He has a few channels. He has like, but one that he's working on right now is I Am Games. Just search I Am Games, and that's a lot of stuff that Tom's working on right now. So yeah, see you in a couple weeks. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Nick.
Bye.
Bye.
Prosper.
So,
Oh my god.